Live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Thursday edition, but it feels like our Friday edition. Yeah, holiday weekend. Wilde and Tausch. What are you looking at me like that? You're just smirking like, what is this guy doing?
I didn't know where you were going with that.
ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, Wisconsin On Demand, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. In for Jason Wilde, my name is Jesse Nelson, joined by the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio, downtown smoggy Madison. Josh DiMaggio is our producer in Milwaukee, in the 3rd Street Market Hall. The Gruber Law Office is One Call That's All Studios. Our producer here in the Everlight Solar Studio. With us today is Hunter Vaughn, back for round 2. 844-770-3776 is your way into the show. The ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, 844-770-3776. Tausch, good morning.
Good morning. So are you wearing the Bradley University shirt because your stalker / Bradley alum responded to you?
It crossed my mind. I have not gotten an email response yet.
When did you send it?
Yesterday after the show.
Okay.
So sent it yesterday after the show. Have not heard a response. I will keep you informed if one does roll in
Because normally
today.
you don't wear a ton of Bradley gear.
When I
Unless Bradley's coming to Wisconsin to play Wisconsin, you don't typically.
Greatest basketball game of all time, that NIT game, yeah, round 2. Oh, it was amazing. I typically try to wear Bradley stuff once when I fill in hosting the show. I'm proud of my town, man. My school, I guess. I like to sport the Bradley stuff.
But you're wearing it. You're wearing it to try and get. I think to make sure you get a response. That was my point, and it's fine. I think that's right. Can someone? I know Charlie Shortino's a big fan of the show. I need someone to explain to me what the hell's going on with the sky and with. I understand there's wildfires. I get that. We have not dealt with that I told the kids yesterday, I've been on this earth 46 years. I never once have had something canceled, and that's maybe we're blessed, from air quality. Now we've had stuff canceled. I still see people doing everything. But concerts on the square is canceled. We had baseball canceled. How exactly does this move out? How does this get rectified? Can someone explain it to me? Because today is supposed to be at noon. The index is supposed to be back to normal. It does not look like that's the case. It looks like it's going to rain. And it's just a haze. I understand how it got here. Tell me how it goes away.
It's like a system. It's like a rain system.
It's not a system.
It moves out.
It's not a system.
It's in the air.
Hunter knows. Hunter, well, how does this go away?
Hunter doesn't know.
Well, you don't know either.
There's a low pressure system basically over by Toronto that is pulling the air from Canada down into Wisconsin. So as that moves further east, like a weather system, then it'll stop pulling the smoke and everything down into Wisconsin. So it is like a weather system.
All weather's the same. You got a big circle on the map. It's going to move and go and come and go, and the air and the jet stream. And
so does rain
pressure
help?
Makes it.
Does rain help clear this up?
That I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think you guys have a clue what you're talking about.
I think
there's a low pressure system outside of Toronto. Okay.
Clearly, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I agree, and I don't think Hunter does either. No offense, Hunter.
I do. I just don't know if rain is going to clear up smoke.
You don't have
here.
any idea how it actually clears away. That's my point. I've not heard anybody say, "Oh, yeah, what we need is a good rainstorm. What we need is this." Nobody's telling. If it's like, "Oh, it'll just go away."
Well, it hasn't.
How is it going to go away?
It also hasn't rained in like 8 years, so we're waiting on that.
It rained on Sunday. I don't know what it rained Sunday.
Barely. 844-770-3776. Help old T and I and Hunter understand what's going on here. Maybe we'll see if we can get a meteorologist to join us and tell us what the heck's happening. 844-770-3776. What are you worried about? You got plans this weekend? You got golf today?
No, I don't. Yeah, I have golf. I don't want to be beholden to health and weather experts to tell us what we can and can't do. So I understand that there's people with asthma and other stuff. I get it, and I want to be informed. All I'm asking is, what do we have to do to get rid of it? How is there anything? How is it going to go away? Because I saw this in New York, and we're like, oh, those poor suckers. Oh, and now here we are. We're in the Midwest. We've never dealt with this. We never have.
We have not. No, you're right. You've been here 46 years. I've been here 31 years. I haven't heard any of it. So here we go. 844-770-3776. John in West Bend. The change in pressure or a front brings the rain. Then the winds come from the southwest. Now, okay, we can't ask for people to share their insight.
I'm not saying,
you're
John.
You're going to be skeptical of every person.
So it has to rain. Now I'm hearing the pressure we'll move it out. Where does it go? How does it get out of the atmosphere? How does the smoke and everything get out? Like when you're living, I know there's cities in China that have smog alerts. L.A. has been loaded with smog for you. They call it the marine layer. It burns off. Is this a marine layer? Is this just a smog layer? How does it go? Where does it go to? Those are questions I'm curious about because, again, never had to deal with this before.
Jeriad in Canton, Ohio texts in. I don't know how this is impacting Canton, Ohio, if it's the same effect that it is our greater Wisconsin region, 844-770-3776. He says, this is the type of issue that requires the expertise of one Scuba Chad to let us know what's going on.
I don't think that's... Matter of fact, I can guarantee you that is the last thing that we need at this point. But I hope everything clears up. I'm not optimistic that it's going to because it was supposed to be clear this morning. Driving in, it is not clear. It is probably worse than what it's been. So fingers crossed there's a little bit of a storm. I guess, as Hunter said, there's some type of pressure that pulls this thing. Let's just get it over to Michigan and be done with it. Okay, let's just pull this thing all the way over to Michigan. But it sounds like it is vast. It's all the way. Indianapolis has got it. So I guess we're just blank out of luck, and we just deal with it until some pressure front moves it. If that takes, hey, no 4th of July fireworks, none of the picnics, none of that, tough luck, deal with it. I guess that's just where we're at, which, all right, I guess that's how it goes.
Mailman Matt in Cascade. He's not a meteorologist. He's a mailman. I don't know if that qualifies
Mailmen
him
know a lot of
enough
stuff.
for you. So he texts in, there have been warnings that we'll be dealing with this until the winter snows in Canada arrive. There are just so many fires that are raging out of control.
So there's a good chance that Badger games will be canceled and Packer games will be canceled until it snows in Canada. That's what Matt is telling me. That's what he's telling me.
Isn't that like August for Canada, though? So it's not that far.
No, it's like
We're
October,
close.
November.
I think he's saying there might be a chance of that if the air quality remains as poor as it is the last couple of days. Then
who's monitoring this too? Is there somebody with a stick that's like, oh, the air's worse here? I mean, is someone monitoring? How is this being monitored? Like, I have 100 questions. I'm not getting a ton of great answers.
844-770-3776.
And no Joe in Manitowoc. Boy, this is fun. I get to see the talk and text line. I don't think we can control the weather. I want to understand how this is all going on. That's what I want to understand. And in Canada, their fires are blowing. They're just like, well, we're just going to let it go. Do we not have firefighters and people up there? Like, I guess I just have a myriad of questions. That's all. Not saying I'm right or wrong, but I totally understand, Joe. I'm not trying to control the weather, even though I do know that there are people that are trying to do that.
Jesse and Tausch today on Wilde and Tausch, 844-770-3776. He's not a meteorologist, but he is our friend from ESPN Beaver Dam. Bill Johnson joins us on the phone here. Billy, good morning. Do you have any insight to help out Tausch here and understand what the heck's going on?
I don't think I'm going to help him out. I'm just going to freak him out more.
Oh, God.
Old T is what, 46, and what did you say you are, Jesse? 37?
31.
He's like 47.
50,
yeah,
31.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm 58 years. I've never done this, but I got one for you.
Oh boy.
My mom is 96 years old, and has a really good memory and doesn't ever remember anything like this happening before. She said the swamp in Lannon used to get burning and there'd be some smoke, but it'd be gone in like a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't remember any of this. This is like end of the world kind of stuff, Bill.
Oh, boy.
This is not good at all.
That's great stuff. So what you're telling me is, Bill, there's bigger problems. I shouldn't be worried about a Little League game and a 4th of July fireworks. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
Okay.
really, because, I mean, you know, it's getting a little bit ugly out there. Because enjoy the time you have.
All
That's all I'm
right.
saying.
Well,
It
then
could
I'm going to
be
go
the
play.
end of times.
Then I'm going to go play golf, and we're playing Little League tonight. That's great. Bill, finally someone
There you
gives
go.
us
All right,
some good
thanks,
advice.
guys.
Thanks, Bill. Finally, someone gives us some good advice. That is crazy, and you start thinking about this because I think, like my mom and people of that generation, 55 plus, when you used to be able to smoke in restaurants and bars. And you'd come out, and even though you don't smoke, everybody else did, you would have to air out jackets and sweatshirts for days to get that stench and everything. And now this is worse than that. That's what you're telling me.
844-770-3776.
Bill did not paint a picture that I was really that excited about, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the end of times.
Yeah,
like
it's
the horsemen
like
are
a
going to come
nuclear-
down from
yeah.
the heavens and all that stuff. Dylan and Madison, the smoke comes from northwest with the usual pattern of weather being that direction. We need winds
That's the jet stream from Jetstream Chad. It flows west to
expertise.
east.
Yes, we need winds from the south to kick this north and punt it back to Canada.
I'm on board with punting it back to Canada. Yeah.
Just let them
We get
figure
like
it
some
out.
fans. Why don't we get some of those wind turbines and have everything floating and pushing it up that way?
Oh, wait a minute here. Okay, we've got a text from a 715 area code.
Okay, that's Wausau, Stevens Point area.
That's up in that region. Yep, we got the big U.S. Open going on up at Century
We
World
do.
this week.
That's true.
Yeah, so text from the 715.
Are they going to be able to play golf in this?
That's a great question. Here we go. I spent years in the weather service for the Air Force.
All right, this guy's got credibility.
So this is credibility
Okay.
here. The rain will clean the air by catching the smoke dust and bringing it to the ground. So rain would help. Also, eventually the air will clear up because trees and other plants clean
Suck
the air.
it up.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, that's their job. Yeah.
Thank you. Who just sent that?
We don't have a name. If you have a name, send it from the 715.
Thank you. So that helps. All this, we just spent 12 minutes talking about it. Hunter telling me that there's wind directions and fronts, and you telling me you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and Bill Johnson saying the world's ending. Those are all interesting tidbits. A little rain will wash this thing away, is what I'm hearing. Fingers crossed.
The texts are rolling in, and I'm wondering how long we want to continue on this, because I think everyone may be this is the new thing that everyone is an expert on because they've been watching.
Yeah, I'm not, I just want to make sure.
And,
I am not an expert on this. That's why I'm asking our experts to weigh in.
Daryl in Deerfield, Canada is comprised of vast, I don't know if compromised is the word he wants there. Canada's comprised of vast wooded areas. As long as people and
if there's an
structures-
obvious typo, do you just read it?
Sometimes, yeah.
See, when
Especially
you
with-
He's
do
like
it-
Ron Burgundy. Just reads whatever's
with
in
the
front of him.
advent of the video stream, I used to clean it up for everybody when I'd read it, but now I just post it up as it is. Like,
Okay.
if you had a typo, that's your problem.
Fair.
844-770-3776. Canada is composed of
Canada?
vast wooded
Who's
areas.
Canada?
Canada is composed of vast wooded
Hey,
areas.
Klinkster, get your stuff together up in Winnipeg, and let's get these fires under control so we can go play Little League Baseball and do our fireworks and do everything else. Klinkster, first off, I hope Klinkster's all right because I have not heard from him in a little bit. But Klinkster, come on now.
Gotta hope he's okay.
He is
up
our
there.
Canada correspondent.
Brad in Belleville, I really want to know why the forest fire smoke smells like chemicals and burnt plastic.
I have not sensed that, but I'm not going to argue that's. I don't know.
It doesn't smell as bad today, at least in Madison where we are. It smelled like that yesterday, for sure.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
844-770-3776. We'll continue to monitor the text line. I feel like you don't feel good about where this
No,
is
I
taking
mean,
us.
I'm hearing nothing but, other than old boy talking about rain, which hopefully there's rain. The volcano stuff I totally understand because when you're over we went to Iceland a long time ago now, and they basically said if this thing erupts, you're stuck here. The same thing over in Hawaii because then that ash and everything, I think we all understand that. This, and we're spoiled here in the great old Midwest. We don't deal with this. We're not L.A. and New York and all of the big city life that comes with all the smog and marine layers and everything else. So maybe, I hope this isn't the new normal. I hope that this is just, let's get a little rinse, let's cleanse, and let's move on with our lives. That's what my fingers are crossed, and I hope Bill Johnson is completely wrong.
Continue to keep the text coming in. We'll check them out. 844-770-3776. Definitely want to keep those windows shut and keep the air out.
Keep
of
all
your
that
home.
ash out of your house. Yes, indeed. And you know what? Pella Windows will do that. They are like your own personal barista for windows and doors. Pella's design options, they're virtually limitless, but they will keep smoke, ash, plastic, whatever else is in the atmosphere out of your house. They're wood windows and patio doors. They can be painted, they can be stained, they can be left bare to complement your home's unique decor. And they stand the test of time. That's why Pella confidently offers the best wood warranty in the industry. Bundle and save when you customize your order by August 31st. Get started today at PellaWI.com.
So while Jason's been away this week, we had Dan Orlovsky on the show. Mm-hmm. We've had some other fun at his expense, although I think we've treated him very well and respectfully for the most part. Jason.
But what do you? We haven't even talked about it. Yeah, we've
yeah.
let him do. Again, when you're on vacation, man. I'm not asking you to call in. You go and enjoy your life.
We had Mason Crosby on. He submitted.
He was
a question
annoyed
for
about
Crosby.
that. I could tell he was annoyed
That's
about
fair.
that.
We had Dan Orlovsky on. Who
You're
he
not
doesn't
annoyed that we had Dan on.
Let's play some Colin Cowherd sound next before he comes
Yeah,
back.
who else does he hate?
That's the
who
other
else
guy
does
that
he
he
have a
makes
grudge
sure-
on? Cowherd,
Michelle
Skip,
Tafoya.
Michelle Tafoya. He's
Yeah.
got a long list of anti-Wildeites where he is not interested.
So we'll see if we can find some Michelle Tafoya sound before the end of the day. But in the meantime, Colin Cowherd said something that's got old T riled up about the Green Bay Packers. We will hear from the herd next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and our family, we have been looking to make the switch to solar for quite some time now, and we weren't even really sure where to start. And then we met the team over at Everlight Solar, and from the very first conversation, they have kept the process simple while also educating us on the benefits of solar. And man, are we happy we did. Not only are we saving a ton of money, but we're also creating a greener environment for our family and the whole community. Learn more at everlightsolar.com and schedule a no-cost consultation today.
Overheard recently at Pasquale's.
So what's the difference between traditional and original?
Good question.
And what do you do to make it so good?
It's all in the hands and the fresh ingredients.
I bet you have a good suggestion for the main course, too.
Go with the cowboy.
The best margaritas in Madison, followed by the red chili pork and mole cowboy burrito with cheese and onions. Giddy up, cowgirl.
Pasquale's Cantina, bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina, Middleton and Verona.
The Club at Lac La Belle is the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin, with a rich history you will feel once you arrive. Experience a round at the Club at Lac La Belle. The redesigned course is open to the public 7 days a week. Schedule your tee time today at clubatlaclabelle.com. This is a golf destination that you will want to play over and over again, and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to clubatlaclabelle.com to start your journey.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Stoughton Hospital and the Ortho Team Clinic. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee. So the goal for me is always to see patients who want to get back to their active lifestyle. The techniques that I use now allow patients to return back to their activities, including sports, faster than ever before.
Learn more at orthoteam.com. Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Jeff and Monroe watching on YouTube today. I feel like digging out my Bradley t-shirt. Get it on out, Jeff. Bradley Braves Thursday on Wilde and Tausch. Waiting for my email back from my mystery stalker.
What are you going to do if this mystery stalker's like, let's go to a movie?
A movie?
Yeah.
You think that?
No, I just.
I'm gonna be busy that day.
What about let's go get a drink?
That I would consider.
Okay.
You're weird.
How is that weird? It's weird to me that you're going to meet some random stranger who's probably a female out for a drink. When
we're connecting, it's an alumni
Hunter, is that weird?
Relationship.
I think it's only weird if you don't bring it up to your wife.
Well, and I did.
Yeah, so then I think it's totally
it.
fine if you're meeting somewhere in public. You're not like driving somewhere together. Then I think it's totally fine.
All right.
Thank you, Hunter.
You're welcome.
844-770-3776.
Would it matter if she's a smoke show? It's a fair question.
No, it wouldn't.
I disagree. All right, continue.
While Wildy's away, we will play Colin Cowherd audio. That's how it works around here on Wilde and Tausch. Jason wouldn't want to hear it. We do. Tausch was fired up when he heard Colin Cowherd talking about Jordan Love earlier this week. Here is the Herd talking about Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers.
Jordan Love has been with the Packers for 4 years. You cannot find one intense wow moment of practice video. Not one. I was told in the last 72 hours by an incredibly connected Green Bay source. I'm not telling you if it's a current Packer or it's a former one. I'll protect him. But he said when he was around him for multiple years, he never saw a wow pass. He never saw a wow moment. And this player doesn't or didn't always love Aaron Rodgers. Maybe that's why he talks to me. But he said, 4 years, 3 years, I never saw the juice. I never saw it. 4 years, Jordan Love, Zippo. It's excitement that couldn't be contained with Mahomes or Joe Burrow. People talk. If you went to a movie and it was a great movie, would you wait 4 years to tell anybody?
Okay. Colin Cowherd on the Herd.
Good analogies, by the way.
He's
very good.
You and Cowherd could lead a class on
I'll
analogies.
say this. He contradicts himself constantly. That's the part I don't like about it. You can't be strongly in tune with one thing and then change your mind. He's been flip-flopping on Rodgers for years, and so his credibility in that respect, but he has told you many times he doesn't care. He just wants to be interesting, and I get it. I understand it. It doesn't mean you should listen to what he has to say as far as how something is going to go, because he's wrong almost all the time. Yes.
Here's the thing about what Cowherd said in this clip. It's what I've been saying for the last couple of years.
What he is saying is very interesting. And that's what he does. And that's why he is as successful as he is. Because he knows, A, what's interesting, what people care about. I have to ask, it has to be Greg Jennings, right?
I don't think so.
Who do you think is his source?
I think it's a player who is no longer on the Packers as of this year.
Yeah, Greg Jennings is not on the team.
Well, no, but someone that was, like, Greg Jennings hasn't been around the Packers the last 4 years.
Longer than that, probably.
I think it's a current player. I think it's like Lazard.
That was my first guess. Lazard or maybe Big Dog.
Alan Lazard, huh?
I think it's someone who was on, like Adrian Amos, although I don't know if there's any connection to Cowherd there. Yeah, Tunyon.
So he's not going to make that up. People want to talk to Cowherd because he's got the most successful national radio show out there. So I get all of this. His general point on the wow moments and the things that people would be excited to put out there is completely accurate. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, we've all been saying it.
Because you want to promote your guys. And even when Aaron Rodgers was there, you still want to, boy, this guy, he's really grown. And you kept hearing him say, well, it's a growing process. We have to learn through this, blah, 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 blah. And we're not hearing it from Domofsky, Wilde, Schneidman. There hasn't been a ton of the, wow, this guy is the real deal. I haven't heard it. And to Cowherd's point on Mahomes and Joey Burrow, you heard it with Kansas City early on. And they put their money where their mouth was when they went to the playoffs with Alex Smith and said, zip, I'm not convinced that if Aaron Rodgers hadn't handled things better, that he still wouldn't be the quarterback here. And those are the things when we are angstful about what's coming up. And by the way, everybody has every right to have angst. I know Packer fans want to just say, kind of keep their head down and say, it's going to be good. We don't know. Nobody knows. And the stuff that Cowherd is saying here, there brings credibility to the entire argument because we have not heard those things from anybody. Haven't heard it from, we've heard he's our starting quarterback. He's this. Did Davante Adams give you the image that he was excited about Jordan Love? Matter of fact, it was the exact opposite of that.
He wanted out.
Now, Romeo Doubs, I would hope Romeo Doubs and everybody on this team now, because when you're on the team, you have to really kind of thread the needle. You want to be supportive of your young player, but you also don't want to piss off your veteran quarterback. Well, Rodgers is gone. Now is when the time you'd hear it, but it's almost too late to be saying, well, man, oh, man. So this all comes back to, can he do it? How is he going to look when the money is on the table, when you're playing the Bears? He is going to get these opportunities, but what Cowherd just said in that clip, it is some of the same thoughts that I think a lot of us have is, boy, it would be nice to hear, it would have been nice to hear more great things about what he's doing because you're in this environment and you're in practice, and the coaches are going to do some things to really give you opportunities to shine, and it doesn't sound – there has not been enough of those moments. I know Wilde tweeted something out that there was a wow moment in a 7-on-7 with no pass rush. I'm sorry, I can't get on board with that.
That is what I was going to bring up here. 844-770-3776. Jesse and Tausch today on Wilde and Tausch. Jason on assignment. He'll be back on the 5th of July following the holiday next week. We did talk a couple of weeks ago during OTAs and minicamp. Jason tweeted it. This was the story of the day out of the start of the show. His first audible sideline wow of the offseason about a Jordan Love throw. Used the word wow and everything.
Was it like Owen Wilson's wow?
On June 13th. It was definitely like Owen Wilson's wow.
Wow.
I heard that somebody thought that was just me doing the wow Owen Wilson when we were playing.
No, that's definitely an Owen Wilson wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow. So anyway, Jason tweeted that 2 weeks ago. So if Cowherd had this take 3 weeks ago, I would have been 100% on board with everything that he's saying, that the team hasn't flaunted his skills. Like they're always talking about his growth and his leadership and his patience and his development and like how he's a good locker room guy. And there's not been a single play that you've seen in a real game or in practice that anyone's been like, that's our guy, here's why, That's what you and Jason talk about all the time. But we just saw Jason tweet this 2 weeks ago saying, here's a wow play. So for Cowherd to come now and say, I haven't seen any single person in the last 3 to 4 years, according to my source, say there's been a wow moment for Jordan Love, then Colin Cowherd simply must not follow Jason Wilde on Twitter.
But no, Jesse, I disagree. And the fact is, you've had COVID, 3 off seasons, preseason, all kinds of reps when Rodgers couldn't practice. And Jason Wilde is if he's not at every practice, it's very close. Domofsky is. These guys that don't have radio shows do. That's the first time. I'm not all that impressed. One or two moments. That's where the skepticism, and I understand why people are skeptical of this, because when you're a big-time talent, you're going to see more of that. So, again, maybe it just hasn't clicked yet. Maybe it's just not there. We don't know all of that. That's what leads credence, and I'm always looking for ways to refute things Cowherd says or any of the national folks that are coming after, and it's mainly because of Rodgers, because they didn't like him. And so they come after him, and that's where I would always look at the other side of it. I have to look at this and say, in this case, as we're sitting here June, 29th, there's credibility in what he's saying. And he's obviously talking to someone that's up there that understands it and that deserves the opportunity to at least think, he's got a point.
Now, we got some pushback here from a 414 on the text line. So no wow moments must mean that Jordan Love is a guaranteed going to suck. I'm going to love when Jordan makes all of you look like fools. No one is saying that he's guaranteed that he's going to suck. We're simply saying that you can look at the breadcrumbs that were laid for guys like Mahomes and Burrow and Allen and Rodgers, and you can say
the deal, 414.
There were moments, and we're looking at trends. This would be something that is trending to brace yourself for what could be a tough year for Jordan Love. That's all we're saying.
Nobody's saying he's going to suck. I am not. I can't speak for anybody else, and I don't even know what Cowherd is saying. All I'm saying, and I've told this story 100 times on this show, but I know not everybody listens every day. When Aaron Rodgers was in the same position as Jordan Love, we would see 1 or 2 of those a week, threading it down on red zone, making a big play. And nobody is expecting him to be Aaron Rodgers 2.0. I'm not. All I'm saying is when you don't see those, you question, can you do those things? That's all. Not saying he can't. He has had some good plays in the limited time he's played. The throw to Watson, that was pretty. It was not like it was some spectacular play, but it was the on-time right decision. That's all we're looking for from Jordan Love as he continues to grow. But I can't just sit up here as someone that watches this team and covers, or not covers them, but watches and gives my opinions. I can't in good faith tell you, no question, he's going to be a all-time great. Can't. I couldn't have done that with Aaron Rodgers, but I'll say this. I would have had a lot more things to lean on to say that he was going to be really good off of what I saw in practice, what we saw in the Dallas Cowboy game, and what we didn't. Those are just the facts, and that can piss people off, and that's fine. That is where we're at. And we have another month before training camp starts. Once training camp starts, if you're hearing that the defense is dominating the day and that you're seeing a lot of incomplete interceptions, all of those things, are you going to be really confident as far as what's going on? The answer is no, you're not going to be. You need to get those moments to build that confidence up to prove to yourself that you can do it. That's every professional football player that we talk to, they have those moments. That's why it's important. That's why I talk about it, and that's why other players will always tell you, that's when I knew. I don't know. I hope Jordan Love's had that moment already. I have not heard that. I haven't seen it. Hopefully it comes. And when it does, it'll be sweet. And I'm not going to root against him. And I'm not even saying whoever the 414 was, fine. I want to see it. But we have to see it. We can't just hope.
I had a couple more questions for you. We'll continue this conversation next here. Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch. Tausch Fortria, one of our great partners with a new name, but great opportunities that remain as good, if not better, than they were before.
Indeed, we're pleased to share the exciting news with you that LabCorp Clinical Trials has become Fortria Clinical Trials. That's Fortria, Fortrea. And even though the name has changed, they remain committed to bringing you the same great experience, professionalism, and new opportunities under the new Fortria name. Same great people, same great location, and it's been for over 40 years. If you're looking for a little extra cash, you want to get out to Vegas, you want to do whatever you want to do with a little extra cash, Fortria's got you covered. They have some studies going right now. Healthy adults ages 18 to 60 with a BMI of 18 to 32. That study involves 2 stays with 15 nights, 7 follow-up visits, and you can grab yourself a quick 13,820 bones for your participation, plus another 300 per qualified participant. That puts you over $14K for a little time with Fortria. Again, go to FortriaClinicalTrials.com. That's Fortria, Fortrea, clinicaltrials.com.
As long as Jason's not here, we'll have a little more conversation about something from Colin Cowherd on the herd. Jordan Love and the Wow throws. We'll continue the conversation next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Welcome to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like 9 windows, please. I'm hoping they'll match my home.
Have it your way.
Excuse me? We're talking about windows, right?
Yes. Pella's design options are virtually limitless, even more customized than your coffee.
So you're like my personal barista for windows and doors.
Exactly. And if you customize your order by August 31st, you can bundle and save big.
Good deal.
Get started today at PellaWI.com.
Mark Tosher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Summertime is heating up, and so are the deals at Metro Kia of Madison. This month, there are 75 new vehicles to purchase, like the 23 Kia Soul at 2.9% APR financing for 48 months, or lease the 23 Kia Telluride LX for $475 per month for 36 months. You'll also get a Chromebook, 4K Smart TV, or a $500 Visa gift card with any vehicle purchase. Drive into the deal of the summer at Metro Kia of Madison. Learn more at metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 2023 season is underway, and Fun for All is back with the Forward Madison FC Family Special on sale now. Bring the family to exciting professional soccer at Breeze Stevens Field. Enjoy a ticket, Pepsi product, sandwich, and a Forward Madison scarf for just $21. Forward Madison has fun for the whole family. Enjoy Lionella Bessie, the team's dairy cow, our new kids zone, and more at every Forward Madison match. For tickets, go to forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Are you dreaming of a new look? Let the pros at 5 Star Painting bring color to your world, to your interior, exterior, cabinets, and more. We make it easy with online scheduling, free on-site estimates, and a dedicated project manager on every job. Uneasy about hiring a contractor? We know, we've been there. 5 Star Painting is customer-focused and quality-driven, exceeding expectations every time. Call or visit 5starpainting.com today. 5 Star Painting, a neighborly company.
Put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio.
A walk-off homer in the bottom of the 14th inning. What a night.
From opening day.
Hammer to left field. See you later. Mike Trout, how's that to start the season?
Until a champion is crowned at the World Series.
The Houston Astros have won the World Series.
Major League Baseball is on. ESPN Radio.
It's Steinhoffel's 4th of July mattress event. The best time to get the new mattress you've been dreaming of. Steinhoffel's has all the best brands at the guaranteed lowest prices. Get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress only $3.99 or a Queen Sealy pillow top just $5.99. And you can rest easy when you use Steinhoffel's 72-month financing. See store for details. Steinhoffel's is your sleep solution destination. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Jordan Love is the new man in town.
The sample size is very small, but you can tell, I think he's going to be okay. I think he's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Said she tired, little money, need a big boy. Pull up 20-inch blades like I'm Lil Troy. Now it's everybody flocking, need a decoy. Shorty mixing up the vodka with the liquor. G-Wagon, 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 all the housewives pulling up.
I'm starting to think Joe in Manitowoc's kind of a weird cat.
Why?
Sometimes I pause the show and come back later and set the YouTube on 1.5x speed. Everything sounds funnier.
I actually, when I listen, I go 1.5.
I tried doing that on the Wisconsin On Demand app. I was listening to Scalzo and Bruss the other day. I don't know why.
I put that one on 4.5.
Yeah, that's a good one to go speed through some stuff. They were very mean to me yesterday.
When aren't they mean to you?
Yeah, I don't know why
true.
they're so mean to you.
Just I don't know.
By the way, Bruss, the fact that he doubles down on that, I was efforting to get Larry Bird on the show. That's my goal. Struggling to figure out a way to do it, but we're going to keep chipping away.
Good luck in your efforts.
What do you think Larry Bird would tell Ben Brust? Get the blank out of here.
We'd have to up that delay to about 10
blank
seconds.
Are you what the?
I would love to hear that.
It would be fantastic. It would be awesome. We're going to effort on that.
844-770-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. So we were talking about Colin Cowherd has a quote-unquote source who may or may not still be a Green Bay Packers player and has been a Packers player at least in the last 3 to 4 years.
How does that work again? You guys are the social media experts. I'm the old head. How does it work when you say, who do you think Cowherd's source is? Wrong answers only? Is that something that is still
that could
popular?
be fun, and then you could say Brett Favre.
I'm just trying
Aaron
to figure
Rodgers,
out
Jordan Love himself.
Alan Lazard. I guess I don't quite understand why you guys think it would be him.
I think it's somebody based on how he set it up.
Said he's not always been a big fan of Rodgers. I think Lazard has always been on Team Rodgers.
That's actually true. So Tunyon is probably my next in line. I think it's somebody who is no longer on the team, but has been on the team.
But was on the team last year.
The last 4
that would
years
narrow
during
it down
this
quite
entire.
a bit.
So when did Corey Linsley leave? Right?
That was a while
back. He went to San Diego.
I don't think Linsley's going to be talking bad on A-Rod, though, but I could be wrong.
That's Tunyon, just the way things ended up going for him and where he is now, seems like he could be a guy that off the record would say something like that to Cowherd, or anonymously, not off the record. 844-770-3776. So, Tausch, you played. I don't want to talk about Rodgers because I think Rodgers we can look back at as one of the all-time great NFL quarterbacks, and I don't know if it's fair. It's definitely not fair to expect Jordan Love to be that kind of good. But you played with a couple of backup quarterbacks that went on to be starters in the NFL.
I did.
Matt Hasselbeck and Aaron Brooks before Aaron came to town.
Matt Flynn.
And Matt Flynn was another one. Yeah, it's a good example, too. So did those guys have these wow moments in practices like Cowherd's talking about with Mahomes, Burrow, Rodgers, everybody else that we've mentioned in this conversation over the last few months? Did those guys ever have moments like that you knew those guys have the abilities to go other places and become starting quarterbacks in the NFL?
So Aaron Brooks had a ton of arm talent. I think everybody understood that his skill set was really good. And yes, he had some throws that we would all, take a look and woo. For Matt Hasselbeck, it was just, this is where being in that locker room and really getting an understanding of who the person is. All of us knew that Hass would be successful. Was he ripping it and throwing like BBs and dropping balls in buckets? No. But his command and how he approached, you knew, and when he'd have to come in games, we felt fine. preseason, he was Mr. August, as Wilde monikered him, and everybody knew that he was going to get an opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So it doesn't necessarily, and this is why I think a little bit of the criticism, these guys are not first-round picks either. That's the difference. Now, first-round picks are held to a different standard than a Haas, I think, was like a 5th or 6th-round pick. He was a tight end on Scout Squad, blocking Reggie White. He told us the story. It's like, what, you were blocking Reggie White? And then he ends up being a quarterback. So you have to take all of this in context as far as what your expectations are. If Jordan Love was a 6th-round pick, nobody would be having these conversations. So it's different. But to answer your question, Aaron Brooks for sure. Matt Hasselbeck, it was much more comprehensive. And if you noticed, everybody understood that they were going to be able to trade him and get some really good assets back. I don't think there was a ton of that conversation at least 2 years ago. This offseason, obviously, the Packers made the decision to move forward and go with Jordan Love because they believe that he can play. A couple of years ago, I don't know if that would have been the case. Same thing with Matt Hasselbeck. Matt Hasselbeck, I don't think anyone initially, you don't put him as a taxi squad blocker of Reggie White if you think, hey, this guy's the next real deal. So it doesn't necessarily, and that's why this isn't some, well, he threw 5 great throws, he's going to be great. It just gives you an idea of what their ceiling could be, what it could look like. That's the difference as far as how you evaluate some of these young players is don't look at all the bad things that they do, even though that's probably as important. Let's see what, if you unlock it, what you have. Aaron Brooks had it. That's why the New Orleans Saints gave up, I think, a 3rd or 4th round pick to get him. Matt Hasselbeck, he had the whole thing. He had the he got it. And he was given, the Seattle Seahawks knew that because they'd been around him, and that's where the value came for them.
So based on what you're saying, it sounds like, and Mr. August moniker aside, it sounds like a lot of the leadership, intangible, like
that. In
qualities,
fairness, I don't know about Jordan. All you've heard about
that's
that
what
is,
we've heard, right?
You've heard great things about that. That's really important too. And you're hearing those same things. You're hearing Aaron Jones rave about him. And that's why I think everybody should be optimistic about Jordan Love. The off the field and the leadership, he's getting guys, he's bringing guys out to California. He's doing all the little things that we were annoyed Aaron Rodgers didn't do at the end of his career. Those things are all fantastic, okay? And that's what I think we're hoping will translate out to great play on the field, too.
Aaron Brooks went on to start 5 seasons, he started 16 games 4 straight years. He started 13 games in his 5th year. Then he started 8 the following year, and then they moved on from him. So let's call it 5 seasons he spent in full as the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback. If Jordan Love, and granted, some of those Saints teams weren't very good, but that's before Sean Payton arrived. They were kind of struggling through some things. Drew Brees came into town. The rest is history. If Jordan Love had the career that Aaron Brooks ended up having with the Saints, wins aside, if the skill set, and it's different because of the arm strength and all that stuff, but if the overall career quality for Jordan Love turned out to be what Aaron Brooks had in the NFL, would you say that's a success for Jordan Love or no?
Boy, that's a good question. I would say if he has the career Matt Hasselbeck had, yes.
Well, Hasselbeck played in a Super Bowl, and he started for a decade with a couple of different teams.
That's what we're hoping for Jordan Love. You're asking me to quantify a success if he starts 5 or 6 years. That's a hell of a career in the NFL. Is it for a first-round pick that is supposed to be the heir apparent? No, it's not.
I smell a poll question here. And here's what I'm curious. So help workshop this with me, old
right.
T. Do you think Jordan Love's career will most reflect Aaron Rodgers, Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, or Matt Flynn?
It's not a bad poll.
You like it?
It's not bad.
We'll get there.
You'll have to put the stats on how many games played behind Aaron Brooks and Matt Hasselbeck. You won't have to do that with Matt Flynn or Aaron Rodgers.
Well, do you? I mean, I guess
I do. You think you do? You have to give some context because I don't think I would have guessed Aaron Brooks played 7 or 8 years, not 5 or 6. So I think it is important to give context for the people that are voting.
So, yeah, I mean, the big difference here and why I would say those are the 4
Right
comps.
now, if you asked Matt LaFleur, hey, Jordan Love is going to have a career very similar to Matt Hasselbeck's, people would say, give me it.
Sign me up.
Right now.
Absolutely.
If they said Aaron Rodgers, you'd say, of course. If you said Aaron Brooks, I think you'd have to say, I would take that at this point with all of the unknowns. I do.
844-770-3776. We'll get that poll in the field on Twitter at Wilde and Tausch. 844-770-3776. I am very curious to see how some of the returns come back on that. We will put that poll in the field. In the meantime, it is time to play Wilde and Tausch Trivia.
What are the odds Scuba Chad comes back and reincarnates himself as, I don't know, Jetstream Johnny or Weatherman Willie?
Air Quality Quinn.
I was trying to come up with something air quality related.
Today's trivia category, I'm always looking for less work.
Oh, I didn't get a show sheet. I see you printed one out for yourself, but not for me. That's good.
There you go. You can have it. Today's trivia is courtesy of Sparky in Sussex.
You hired Sparky out to do, because did he think you were working too hard?
I think he did. Sparky emailed me this week, and he said these are actually questions he sent in a while back that we apparently never got to. Sorry, Sparky. And so he sent these over. And so,
I think maybe
Wooly
Sparky could be a part of it. The Yule log has been burning too much, and that's what's causing all this air quality issues.
Simmer down, Sparky. So today's trivia, all about people named Sparky.
That's a little self-serving, isn't it?
Wow. I think so, but I think these are doable questions here.
All right. I can only think of one Sparky outside of Sparky in Sussex.
844-770-3776. Caller number 12 we'll take today for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Sparky Trivia, courtesy of Sparky in Sussex. 844-770-3776. Your chance to play Wilde and Tausch Trivia is next. It's Wilde and
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard joined Scalzo and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin earlier this week and talked about the impression that the new freshman class, consisting of John Blackwell, John Janicki, Nolan Winter, and Gus Yeldon, have made early in camp.
It's a really good freshman class that's come in to compete, and you wouldn't know they were freshmen. So they've definitely made their impact, not only in the coaching staff, but also on their teammates. They've opened some eyes. So what it's done is raise the level of competition.
Find the full interview with Greg Gard on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pella's window and door design options are virtually limitless. Customize your order by August 31st, and you could bundle and save big at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
When you're injured, call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 30 years and proudly partnering with Wilde and Tausch. Miss any of the show? Find it with Wisconsin On Demand. Presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Your friend could tell you to go to TLC Laser Eye Centers for LASIK. But when your eye doctor tells you to go to TLC Laser Eye Centers for LASIK, you book your consultation. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationally, and that includes treatment for over 10,000 doctors. LASIK takes minutes, with most patients back to normal activities the next day. So come see why TLC Laser Eye Centers is the doctor's choice for LASIK.
Right now, TLC is offering $1,000 off their Wavelight laser when treated in July. That's $500 off per eye. So call 888-TLC-2020 or visit SaveOnTLC.com. That's SaveOnTLC.com. The doctor's choice for LASIK. Must mention this promotion and be treated in July of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard Wavelight price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at SaveOnTLC.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
The biggest games play on Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania.
Kick is blocked.
Here we go again.
We've got ourselves a tie ball game.
Live games return this fall on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
To put the stats and
just wait, what happens if Sparky was the caller today?
Well, he's not. So
but what if he did?
He's ineligible to. If you're a fan submitting trivia, Tier 1 Tyler.
I don't think that's in the rules.
Whose suspension is up, by the way. Tier 1 Tyler can contribute questions again now.
Okay.
If he wanted to write questions, that's great. We welcome him writing the questions. He can't then call in to answer his own questions. I
don't think that's in the bylaws.
It's in my bylaws.
You can't, but you don't. In fairness, you don't pay close enough attention to even know that that's
true. I have this poll drafted. I think it's very well worded. Let me run it by.
I'm sure you do.
Which of these former Packers quarterbacks do you believe Jordan Love's career will most similarly reflect?
Ooh, okay.
And Aaron Rodgers, Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, and Matt Flynn are the options. But
I'm trying to think if there's somebody besides Flynn that you could put in there.
Well, what I think for Flynn is
it's got to be somebody that did not have a very good career.
Okay. Who would that be? Seneca Wallace?
No, because he was somewhere else.
Deshaun Kaiser? Hundley?
You kind of have the journeyman feel with... Well, Haas kind of ended up being, not that he was a journeyman quarterback by any stretch. Seattle was a great run, but then he ended up playing in Tennessee. And
he did, yeah. Indianapolis for a year. Could have gone to Brett Hundley.
Yeah.
Sat behind Rodgers for a while, got an opportunity, didn't make the most of it.
Hundley's fair, and I would think nobody will vote that way, would be my guess.
I would hope not. But
maybe you keep it Flynn. We'll figure that out over the break.
We'll workshop it. In the meantime, let's play some trivia. Wilde and Tausch trivia on a Thursday. Let's welcome in today's contestant, Jeff, in a beer truck, hauling some Coors Light all around the great state of Wisconsin. Jeff, good morning. How you doing, man?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good. How are you?
Jeff, do you ever just get... Well, I'm not even going to ask because you're driving. I was going to say, maybe if there's an NA back there. Do you ever, it's hot out, the cab is hot, and you're like, I'm going to crack open the back. I'm just going to go get a lawn chair. I'm going to sit when I'm sitting at a rest stop or if I'm taking a long haul and just sit in that cool truck and just crack one open.
That secret will stay with me.
That's what I thought.
That's the right answer, Jeff. All right, Jeff, Sparky trivia today, courtesy of our good friend Sparky in Sussex. Tausch, do you have a show sheet in front of you?
I do. I'm always prepared, Jesse.
Okay,
all right, Jeff.
Here we go.
Sparky is the name of the mascot for which of these universities? Is it Arizona State, Texas, or UC Santa Cruz?
Arizona State.
How is that? Is that a well-known mascot?
It's deductive reasonings. They're not going to name a Longhorn Sparky.
Why? He creates a spark with his big horns.
No,
you could.
Evo.
What? That's Ebo. Yeah.
I understand that.
Bevo.
You guys know so well that you're not even calling him by the right name. Okay.
Sparky the Sun Devil. He's got like the spark on his tail.
I understand, but this wasn't like it was a gimme by Sparky. But nice job by Jeff.
In fairness, the last 2 weeks, our first questions haven't really been many gimmies lately. So good job by our contestants. Jeff, 1 for 1. Let's see if you go 2 for 2. What was the nickname of legendary baseball manager Sparky Anderson? I mean, I would guess Sparky was his nickname.
It must have been his real name.
Wasn't his first name like George? I don't know. Was Sparky Anderson's nickname the Lip, Captain Hook, or the Old Professor?
The Old Professor.
No, that was not
I'm assuming Captain Hook, did he pull his pitchers early? Is that why he was Captain Hook?
I don't know why he was Captain Hook, but Sparky did provide. The Lip was Leo DeRocher. The Old Professor was Casey Stengel.
Okay.
So there was a little history for each of those answers, but Captain Hook was Sparky Anderson. Tough one there. Let's see if you can bounce back, Jeff, with question number 3.
All right, Jeff. Though he famously pitched for the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees, for which team did Albert Walker Sparky Lyle pitch his last game? Is it the Chicago White Sox, Philadelphia Phillies, or the Texas Rangers? I don't know how you're going to know
I
this.
have never heard of Sparky Lyle.
I've heard of Sparky Lyle, but no clue.
Well, what were the choices again?
The White Sox, the Phillies, or the Rangers?
Let's go with the Rangers.
It's a guess as good as any. But it's wrong. Yeah, Jeff, I feel like you got a little bit here by Sparky.
Sparky, not cool, Sparky. Not cool at all.
Sparky may have wanted to submit these on a week that he was also a contestant a different day.
If Sparky gets in tomorrow and can win, because today Jeff only got 1, I have to give Sparky a lot of credit. That's great gamesmanship by Sparky if that's what he did.
It's like old Captain Hook managing the ball game. Jeff, you did get 1 question right, which means you have 2 of the possible 4 entries into tomorrow's drawing for an ESPN Wisconsin prize pack. Thank you so much for playing, and you can crack open a cold Coors Light and celebrate your achievements when you're done working off the clock. Have a great day, man.
Thanks, you too.
And Tausch, I think it might be time for us. Get ready for the 4th of July weekend.
Crack open a Coors Light. You're talking about beer trucks and cold blue mountains. You're thinking Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process. Cold lager, cold filtered. And it is cold packaged, so it is made to chill the mountains. Make sure it's hazy out. It's hot out. It's muggy. Make sure those mountains are just dripping blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
10 o'clock hour begins with an article at ESPNWisconsin.com. Draft steals of the decade. Last 10 years, apparently the Green Bay Packers have made some good choices.
Oh, I heard Goody can't draft at all, or Ted was terrible. That's what I keep hearing.
Well, you're going to find out who gets a little more accolades in that list in 2 minutes. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch is straight ahead.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hey, this is Eric Name of The Athletic. You're listening to Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Where does the Packers roster rank among the rest of the NFL? ESPN's Mike Clay and Seth Walder broke down each team with their biggest strengths, weaknesses, and biggest X factors going into next year. The two of them put the Packers at number 23 in the league. That's one spot below the Chicago Bears. With the Packers' biggest strength being the cornerback position, you can read that whole ranking over at ESPNWisconsin.com. In Major League Baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers bounced back against the New York Mets last night with a 5-2 victory. The crew was led by Christian Yelich, who went 3 for 5 with a double and a stolen base. Yelich leads the Brewers with a .277 batting average. Up next for Milwaukee is a 6:10 first pitch tonight with Adrian Hauser on the mound for Milwaukee and Max Scherzer on the bump for New York. Hour 2 of Wilde and Tausch starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
I've been grinding so long, been trying it for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed.
10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch today with Jason on assignment. Off for the rest of this week through the 4th of July.
What assignment is he on?
He's got a lot going on.
Okay.
He's let us know. Well, getting things organized, ready for the upcoming
Getting that slip
football
and slide
season.
put up.
Getting that slip and slide ready to go. Maybe the pool's back.
Did you see that slip and slide I sent you to?
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
It's like coming down the side of a mountain,
Yeah,
basically.
now if that was the slip and slide he was putting up, I would agree with his assessment.
Yes.
That's not the slip and slide.
Tough to come around a curve on a slip and slide. Feel like that's not easily
You can
done.
fly off of it pretty quickly, yes.
If it has a curve, doesn't it just become a water slide then?
But it's still built like a slip and slide.
Yeah.
Okay, but at that point, I feel like you've moved past just
here's
slip and slide.
slip and slides are still on the ground. Water slides are not on the ground.
That's a great distinction.
Water slides are slightly elevated, even if they're just barely off the ground. That's the difference.
So you've never gone down, like, at a camp, the water slide that they built on the side of the hill, that they basically build like a water slide or a slip and slide, but it's still at that point
that's
a
more
water
like
slide.
that's more like a ski launch.
Yeah,
than
it's
anything.
downhill. There's no turns. There's no
but
there's no engineering that needs to be done.
That's not a real water slide. If it's just one of those, it's like straight shooter, straight
This
down.
one that I sent Jesse and Jason, this one is a beast. Like, it was literally taking people's clothes off.
Would you slide on the slip and slide?
I would have. Yeah.
That one, I'd
looked
want to see
fun.
someone else go first.
No, yeah, it's throw a guinea pig out there, and then you see what happens, yeah.
Montana Mo on the text line. Poll question: what will the secret admirer do first? Be elevated to tier 1, be on the Golden Geese, or submit trivia questions?
That's a good question.
That is great.
Who
the
knows?
way you beg people to play trivia with you, I'm guessing that's the one.
Yeah.
Trivia sounds like it would be the right
Geese
fit.
haven't found a home to migrate to yet. Our old bar stopped doing trivia
No, don't be
Tuesdays.
migrating in this air quality.
Yeah, that's true. We should take a break. 844-770-3776. Your way into the show on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. Tausch and I broadcasting today from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. All right, draft steals of the decade. Saw this article posted yesterday over at ESPNWisconsin.com. I enjoyed reading through this one. I was fascinated by it, and I was surprised, actually, by the amount of Green Bay Packers that appeared
Yeah, you
on
asked
the
me
list.
not to read it so I could guess, so
Yeah.
I obliged.
So here we go. This is according to Matt Miller and Jordan Reed.
Matt Miller does a lot of hard work. He's
Yeah.
a draft guru, right?
These are good NFL minds that put this list together. So these are based on draft position and what the quality of the career has been for the players. They have ranked the top 50 draft
So from
steals.
2013 to 2023.
From 2013 to 23, correct.
Okay.
So the 13 class does count.
Okay.
So that being said,
Can you be a steal if you're a first-round pick?
I would say yes, depending on
All right,
where
Pat
you get
Mahomes
them.
is number one then.
They said in the article that there were no first-round picks on this.
Well, what did Jesse?
I'm sorry, I lied to you. I thought it said they were. I'm sorry.
Do you understand what Hunter?
I read it yesterday.
Do you
I'm
understand-
understanding why you
Okay.
guys are so
Sorry.
hard.
Do you understand why sometimes it gets frustrating? Do you understand? No. Okay.
Hand up.
I know sometimes
own
you're
this
looking at me
one.
like I'm being, because I am not mean to Jesse. Unlike Some people.
4 to
There's
6.
some moments
Well,
where
you have to, at some point, there's accountability, too.
I said, my bad. I read it yesterday.
I accept.
There was a bullet point
So
above
no
first.
first-round picks.
Right.
Okay, so you're talking about 2013 till now. Mm-hmm. Has there been a quarterback that was drafted late that has really been awesome?
I will tell you this.
Okay.
So of the top 3, one of them was drafted by the Green Bay Packers. One of the top 3 players on this list was drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Of the last decade.
Who am I missing that? I know exactly who it is. David Bakhtiari.
David Bakhtiari is on the list, but he is not in the top 3. David Bakhtiari.
So he's a 5th-round pick or 4th-round pick, and he has been the elite left tackle for 6 or 7 years. And you're telling me there's someone that has been better than D-Bach that fits in this. He's not even a top 5 guy?
David Bakhtiari is number 11.
He's not even a top
list.
10 guy?
He is number 11.
Must be a lot of great players. Okay.
For the record, I disagree with the player that's ranked above Bakhtiari, but we'll talk about that in a minute. The player that is ranked in the top 3 of the list that was drafted by the Packers is not a Green Bay Packer today.
He is not. Okay. Wow. Micah Hyde?
Micah Hyde was one of the honorable mentions just off of the top 50 list.
So the Packers drafted this player, and then they left and had more success outside of Green Bay.
I didn't say that.
That's kind of what you said.
I'm saying he is not currently on the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh. All right, give me a hint, because I don't want to sit here and hem and haw on air.
Offensive player.
Offensive player, yeah.
Okay, well, I think
skill position player.
I think Aaron Jones will be on this list.
Let me scroll.
Right.
It's not George. It's
All
not
right, the
Aaron
answer is Devontae Adams.
The answer is Devontae Adams. There you go. Number 3 on the list. Devontae Adams. What do you make of that? Third best draft pick of the last 10 years.
Yeah, I would think when you start looking at what he's done and what was he, a 2nd-round pick? So
yes.
It's not like they missed a ton on Devontae, and what held him back was he didn't have that high-end speed that everybody looks for when they're talking wideouts. And, again, it just shows you it's important, but you don't need to be Tyreek Hill to be a great wideout in this league. Devontae deserves every single bit of honor or praises that he gets. He deserves it, and I'd be hard-pressed to think that there's 2 players better that weren't first-round picks that should have been drafted higher than Devontae Adams.
Number 1 was Travis Kelce.
That's very fair.
He was a second-round pick in 2013, number 63 overall.
So he is the last player that got to Kansas City in the same time that Andy Reid got there. So what a run those 2 have had.
Mm-hmm. And Tyreek Hill, number 2. Drafted by the Chiefs.
I got a hard time with that because of the circumstances. It seems like everybody just kind of, he had a lot of issues. It feels like people have kind of just said, oh, he's so good we don't have to talk about that.
But, I mean, he did play running back and receiver in college. He was drafted number 165 overall in the 5th round.
A lot of teams took him off their board.
Instantly became a number 1
and
receiver
then what happens,
in Kansas City
there's
on a
been
dynasty.
plenty of teams that were trying to trade. It just shows you, again, about the talent outs and how talent trumps everything.
I'm curious
Example B.
I'm curious how his career is going to finish with Miami or elsewhere. I'm curious how that's going to go for him. Let me give you the top 10 real quick, then we'll get to the 2 other Packers that are on the list. Number 4, Cooper Kupp, Rams.
Yep.
Number 5, Derrick Henry, Tennessee Titans. He's done it for a long time. Dak Prescott, number 6, because he was number 135 overall. Stephon Diggs to the Vikings in 2015, 146th overall.
Wide receivers should be littered on this list because there have been a lot of 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks that have been very good.
George Kittle is 8th. Fred Warner.
Boy, San Fran hits it.
Fred Warner, 9th. Jalen Hurts is number 10.
Yeah?
who has seemed to be good. He was 53rd overall, and I don't know if he's proven it long enough yet. He looks good. Eagles had him
I understand,
last year.
and he had a great Super Bowl. I understand why Jalen Hurts is on that list, but yeah, I think he needs to prove even more. He's got his contract now. It's his football team. Everybody understands that. Very fair list. I think it's hard-pressed. The fact that there's 2 Packers on that list, that's what you're looking for, and that's why I know everybody gets so enamored with first-round picks. City, TJ Lang. There's been, you start going through the O-line over the last decade of where this team was. Mike Daniels was a great 4th-round pick. There's a lot of great football players that make huge differences to winning and losing, and that's where you're the 2nd to 7th undrafted guys. That's where you end up winning. It's not always just, you have to get those spots right. I'm not arguing that Mahomes isn't the reason Kansas City, and would Kelsey be the guy without Mahomes? He still was pretty doggone good with Alex Smith. But the fact that you have 2 of these, that is something that the Green Bay Packers scouting department should take a lot of credit for.
So in the top 11, there were 3 teams that had more than 1 pick. The Kansas City Chiefs, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Green Bay Packers.
It's interesting. All 3 teams have had a very good run over the last decade.
The other 2 Packers in the top 50 on this list, before Tausch tells us about Steinhoffel, speaking of sleepers, Elton Jenkins, 36th on the list from Jordan Reed and Matt Miller, which I think we know why he would be on the list. His versatility and his level of play at different positions over the last several years has been outstanding. And another offensive lineman, Corey Linsley.
I was going to guess Corey Linsley. So a lot of O-line. 3, it just tells you, again, their breakdown and how they analyze offensive linemen works.
Now, let me tell you this, because Jen, Gabe, and Chewy pointed this out on ESPN Milwaukee this morning. 3 of those 4 picks on this list were Ted picks.
Mm-hmm.
Only 1, Elton Jenkins, was a Brian Gutekunst pick.
Yes, but Goody also has crushed his first-round picks. When you start looking at Jair Alexander, Rashawn Gary, you could go through the litany of picks. He's done a very good job up to this point. Again, there's always hiccups. There's always some that you don't get, and potentially Jordan Love, depending on how his career goes. You need to get your early picks. You can't continually count on 5th, 6th, 7th-round picks because for as much as I'm an advocate for it, there is a reason guys get drafted high because their ceilings are higher. Whether or not they reach those ceilings, that's up to the coaching staff and everybody involved to scheme it and for the player to get there. That's the part that you don't know. And that's where you have to lean on how much they love football, which is a big part of any evaluation.
And I'm already starting to think about football season as we're talking about some of these guys and who Steinhoffel's sleepers of the week could be as we get into the new era of Green Bay Packers football. Tausch, you're in for Jason to tell us about Steinhoffel.
Yeah, there's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new Beauty Rest mattress from Steinhoffel's, and right now you can save up to $900 on Beauty Rest adjustable base sets. Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at only $399, and you can upgrade to a Beauty Rest Black, and you'll get $200 in Steinhoffel's cash plus a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Beauty Rest Black Queen mattresses start at just $44 a month when you use Steinhoffel's special 72-month financing. You can shop in-store or at Steinhoffel's. And you know what? I also forgot to tell you, the July 4th 5-day sale starts tomorrow. You get 5 days. You get some of the hottest deals on mattresses, sofas, dining tables, beds, and more. Plus, you save up to 30% on patio furniture, and you take $100 off when you spend $2,000. Plus, an extra 15% off their already low clearance center prices. You can pay now or pay over 6 years when Steinhoffel's special 72-month financing. Steinhoffel's has something for everybody. You can shop their July 4th, not 4-day sale, a 5-day sale starting today, only at Steinhoffel's and steinhoffels.com.
Our friend Eric Name of The Athletic is scheduled to appear at 10:30 as we get ready for Bucks free agency. As we get ready for Eric Name, we'll play a special version of Need It or Don't Need It, presented by Fleet Farm, NBA Free Agency Edition. That's next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name. Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
The inaugural ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light, Monday, July 17th at Trappers Turn in Wisconsin Dells.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. The inaugural ESPN Madison Open is coming up quick. Monday, July 17th at Trappers Turn in Wisconsin Dells. All day of proceeds benefit the community around the Children's Hospital. Learn more at ESPNMadisonOpen.com.
The inaugural ESPN Madison Open is also brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, Iron Jock Performance Apparel, Sunday Paper Marketing Agency, and Country Financial.
In a land carved by glaciers and shaped by champions, Trappers Turn is a specialty golfing experience. 27 holes designed by two-time U.S. Open champion Andy North present an enjoyable challenge at any level. Nestled between beautiful pines, the all-new 12 North Par 3 course offers the ultimate in golfing fun. Refuel and unwind with year-round dining in the heart of the picturesque Dells. Golf time is precious. Spend it somewhere beautiful. This is Trappers Turn. Book your tee time at trappersturn.com.
My eye doctor gives me a lot of great advice, but the best piece of advice she ever gave me was where to go for LASIK. TLC Laser Eye Centers. Did you know that TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationally, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors? Doctors recommend TLC because that's who they trust with their eyes. So book your free consultation now at TLC Laser Eye Centers, the doctor's choice for LASIK.
Right now, TLC is offering $1,000 off their Wavelight laser when treated in July. That's $500 off per eye. So call 888-TLC-2020 or visit SaveOnTLC.com. That's SaveOnTLC.com. The doctor's choice for LASIK. Must mention this promotion and be treated in July of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard Wavelight price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at SaveOnTLC.com.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit MetroKiaofMadison.com.
If you're looking to fill the vacant space in your commercial building, the local agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group are eager to grow your bottom line. Head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brunch is back at all the Madison area Great Dane pubs. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Enjoy a robust brunch menu, ranging from the classic Daner's breakfast to the Playa burrito, and everything sweet and savory in between. And featuring specialty mimosas, cocktails, and mocktails, it's everything you'd expect from brunch at the Great Dane. Check it out on Saturdays and Sundays at your favorite spot, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. For more information, head to GreatDanePub.com/brunch. Pick your pub and let's do brunch.
We're on the Packers.
I have heard Matt LaFleur tamp down expectations for Jordan Love.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
He certainly isn't saying the sky's the limit.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that
Poor Sparky is just getting crushed for those trivia
they were
questions
hard
today. Dan in Brothertown. Trivia definitely lost its spark today.
Oh, good one, Dan.
A couple other people getting after him, too. 844-770-3776. Jesse and Tausch, Wilde and Tausch today. Jason off for the remainder
marine
of the
layers,
week.
it's starting to burn off. I see it. You can start seeing it. There's better views. All right.
Thank you for observing the air quality.
Must be a jet stream must be pushing it Hunter must be shoving it out of here.
Air quality Tausch, AQT, holding it down here in the Everlight Solar Studios. Let's transition to a little Milwaukee Bucks talk. NBA free agency starts tomorrow. Eric Name of the Athletic scheduled to appear coming up next segment to tell us more about it. As we get ready for that, let's play a quick game of Need It or Don't Need It, presented by Fleet Farm.
Need it?
I guess you're just what I need.
Or don't need it? Presented by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it. Fleet Farm, serving the Midwest since 1955.
For this game of Need It or Don't Need It, producer Hunter Vaughn will rattle off a few potential free agents that the Bucks may or may not be interested in signing. Tausch and I will say whether we think they need or don't need to bring those players in or back to Milwaukee. Hunter, take it away.
Let's start off with a no longer technically with the Bucks, Chris Middleton. Tausch?
This is tough to say, but don't need it. The reason that they are going to is because the way the cap is set and how you can't really replace what you spent on him in a viable way with someone new. That's why he'll be back. But I think Chris Middleton has been a fantastic Milwaukee Buck. He has been a core part of this championship run, and he's been underrated the whole time. But Father Time is catching. He's missed a ton of time. His knee's bad. You have to get younger. And not that he got exposed, but defensively, I think he's just getting old. It sucks. But the Milwaukee Bucks would be better off moving forward, getting younger, getting longer, and that would be what I would hope they'll do, but I'm fairly certain Eric Name, when he joins us, is going to tell us he's going to be signing back. And for 3 or 4 more years, I don't think he's going to get healthier. I don't think he's going to get younger. I don't think he's going to get more explosive. I think you just have to start understanding you're going to have to be very limited with how much you play Chris Middleton and try to keep him as healthy as you can when you get to a playoff push. But he has not been able to finish these playoff pushes the last couple of years, and it's definitely hurt the Milwaukee Bucks.
I'm going to say need Chris Middleton, and here's why, because I agree with almost everything that Tausch did say about the makeup of the team. Chris Middleton is the perfect supplement piece to Giannis, and he has been for the last several years. When he's available. But there's no saying that another option that you would bring in that would be the second best player on the team, if you're going to bring that in from somewhere else, there's no saying that person's going to be able to stay healthy. There's the track record of injury for Middleton, but that when he is on the floor, he and Giannis have proven they can get it done. They've won a championship together. They both performed very well in that postseason.
3 years ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Well, it's going to be 3.
I say you need Chris Middleton. I think that core for the Bucks still works. They were the number one seed last year.
If the NBA economic system was different, they wouldn't even blink. They'd say, thank you so much, Chris Middleton. They would. But the NBA system is what it is, and you're penalized for not continuing on. Same thing with Philadelphia. You can't replace that. That stuff is all baked into the cake. I'll be interested to hear what Eric Name has to say in a little bit.
Who you got next, Hunter?
Well, Jesse, you mentioned that core for the Bucks. Brook Lopez. Need him or don't need it?
Need him. He has, he obviously was hurt 2 years ago. And then last year he was really good. Now, I know there's going to be a different defensive system, the drop defense everybody talks about. You have a big that can protect the rim and shoot threes with spacing for Giannis. You can't let him walk out the building. I heard Jay Will on Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Max this morning talking.
The real Jay Will or Jason Wilde?
Yeah, Jason Wilde's off.
Okay.
Golden State is looking at trying to get him.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be a great fit there. He wants to win. He wants to get paid. The Bucks can't lose. Where are they? Again, same thing with Middleton. How are you replacing him? Those guys don't grow. Those guys just aren't. Well, yeah, let's go grab one of those. That's not how this works. Losing him, we saw that 2 years ago, was a big reason why this team didn't repeat. We need him.
I agree. You don't want to change too much about the Bucks. You already changed the head coach, and if you are potentially going to lose Chris Middleton, if that happens, you don't want to take Brook Lopez out of the equation as well. In today's NBA, he's the perfect player for this type of team.
Now, this last one, if the consensus is that we're going to bring back Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez to the Bucks, would you sacrifice either of those guys for Dollar Dame, Damian Lillard.
You know where I'm at. I'm all in for Dollar Dame. I think you talk about someone that has the handle and that at the end of games will be able to handle the basketball. You're not putting it in Giannis's hands. All of the pressure you take off. Yeah, it's expensive. Hey, you got a new owner. It's got a lot of money. Luxury tax. Hey, you got this window. You better go. If there is a way that you can get Dollar Dame with Giannis, you figure everything else out. Don't care about depth, all this stuff. You'll figure it out. Don't think it's going to happen, but do we need him? Oh, baby, do we need him?
I'm going to say need it because not only would he be a great piece around Giannis and a veteran player with postseason experience and all the accolades we know, it would keep him from Miami. It would keep him from Miami, which is his other potential destination. The Bucks already have a tough enough time with Miami. If you keep him away from Miami and he makes Milwaukee better, that feels like a win-win across the board. So for that reason, I say yes, even if it means Chris Middleton leaves town.
What are we going to be giving up to get him?
That's
don't really have
a big question. And we can ask that of Eric Name of The Athletic, covers the Milwaukee Bucks, friend of show, scheduled to appear next. Tausch, Need It or Don't Need It is presented by Fleet Farm.
Yeah, get everything you need for your 4th of July cookout at Fleet Farm. Shop their huge selection of grills, patio furniture, snacks, soda, and more. Get it all in one easy stop at Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm has everything you need to keep your four-legged friends happy and healthy. Shop their selection. Score savings on top brands in toys, treats, food, and more. Plus, with Fleet Farm's price match guarantee, you will always get the lowest price on your dog and cat food. Fleet Farm, serving the Midwest since 1955.
Eric Name of The Athletic scheduled to appear next. As we go to break, Jason Wilde is here to tell us about our friends at Associated Bank. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Somehow Jesse and Tausch are getting through the week without me, but you know I couldn't get through my financial situation without our friends at Associated Bank. And I mean that when I say they're our friends, whether it's my buddy Ryan Taylor or my friend Ben Sorensen. They've always taken great care of me, but that's what they do at Associated Bank. They take great care of everyone. They've got the awards to prove it, the best customer service in the industry. And if you're a sports fan, there's no better place to be. Brewers checking, Badgers checking, Packers checking, whatever season it is, you're going to have your favorite team available to you for your checking account. Right now it's baseball season, and if you're a Brewers fan, you get 10% off the team store. You get that easy access entrance at the Associated Bank gate at AmFam Field, and if you've got a group you want to get together, you can bring them to the Power Alley group space out in the left center field. Check out AssociatedBank.com/Brewers to find out more about checking and all the perks that come with it. Again, that's AssociatedBank.com/Brewers.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Starion Bank, they pride themselves on being a super community bank. Small enough to show they care about you and the communities they serve, while being large enough to make big things happen. With 3 Madison area branches in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona, Starion Bank is here investing in your community while offering valuable personal and business banking services. Start your experience with Starion Bank today by going to starionbank.com. Member FDIC.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm Vice President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
We're on the Packers.
I've never seen a Green Bay Packers team with more question marks.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 position groups that are bad.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Hey. You can love it, you can leave it. This ain't nothing without it.
Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Jason Wilde off for the week. He'll be back on the 5th of July with Old T. 844-770-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. It is NBA free agency season opening tomorrow afternoon. What will the Milwaukee Bucks do? Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, as Tausch likes to call him, Dollar Dame, all in play, and we are joined now for more insight from Eric Name of The Athletic, joining us on Wilde and Tausch. Eric, good morning. Happy free agency season. Some would say it's the most fun time of the year to cover the National Basketball Association. Is that what you would say?
It is certainly one of the most exciting times of the year to cover the NBA, yes.
All right, Eric. You know what's going on, I feel like, as much as anybody, and what do you think the Milwaukee Bucks are looking at here? Is this just going to be a run it back and try re-sign Brook Lopez? We heard Jay Will on Keyshawn, Jay Will and Max this morning saying going to be a lot of interest. Golden State potentially looking at Brook Lopez. Chris Middleton, it sounds like, is going to be back. What's your interpretation, or how do you think this next week is going to play out from the Milwaukee Bucks standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the top of the Bucks roster, those are two of their top 4 players. You can debate where they are in those rankings, including Drew Holiday and Giannis. But, I mean, I think overall the Bucks know how important those 2 players are. And that's not to say other teams around the league don't want them or, aren't thinking about potentially trying to scoop them up. But the Bucks know how important those 2 are, and they've been adamant the entire time, the entire offseason, from the moment they lost, any press conference John Horst has been in, introductory press conferences for Adrian Griffin as the coach. Really, any time either of those guys have been in front of a microphone, they've talked about how much Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez mean to the Milwaukee Bucks. And, I mean, I think there's some thought with Brooke and the way that Adrian Griffin wants to play defense that maybe it's not going to look as good as it did under Mike Budenholzer when that scheme was really built around Brooke and his rim protection. And I just think if you're a new coach and you can't figure out how to use 15 points and 8 rebounds on 37% three-point shooting on the offensive end and first-team all-defense on the defensive end, like if you run a defensive scheme where that doesn't work, you have a bad defensive scheme. Like that's like you're doing something wrong as a coach if you can't figure out how to use that. So I think all that's a little bit overblown, and I think I have no doubts that other teams would want Brooke Lopez. It makes a lot of sense, but many of the names that we've heard thrown out for teams potentially interested in Brooke either don't have the money to go out and get him, or simply aren't very good. Again, I've watched Brooke Lopez be infuriated at a missed rotation on the defensive end on a Tuesday night in January. And you're telling me that guy wants to go play for the Houston Rockets? I find it hard to believe. So I think overwhelmingly, I know Bucks fans are always thinking about ways to do things different and ways to move to a new era and move on from the older players. And I just don't think this is the summer to do that. If you let Chris Middleton walk somewhere else, you're not going to have any cap space to go out and replace Chris Middleton. And if you are, it's going to be $10 to $15 million, and you're going to get someone who's half as good as Chris Middleton. And it's kind of the same thing with Brooke Lopez. So to me, it feels like I'm not saying they're going to run back the entire team, but I think it is essential that this summer they bring those two guys back so that their top 4 is in place and solid. And again, people don't like hearing this because they want new, they want exciting. The Bucks have lost twice in a row in the postseason, but that top 4 is still going to be among the very best in the NBA, and that's really what you're looking for at the end of a free agency period and the end of an offseason.
Yeah, I guess the question I'd have is, there's no doubt that Chris Middleton has been a great player, but he has been injured. And do you not think there's a little bit of trepidation from the Bucks and saying, okay, it would have been fine if he kept his option and played one more year, but if you're giving him 3 or 4 more years at a big number, do they feel confident that he's going to be healthy and can play and be the guy that they need alongside of Giannis and Drew to get to another championship? Or is there a little bit of skepticism that that's not something they ideally would want to do?
I mean, I think you have those conversations with his agent, and that to me is how you keep the money a little bit lower. Maybe you keep the years a little bit lower. Where you can bring up those points, right? You can say there's been a lot of injuries, Chris is getting up there in years, and I think ultimately the hope would be that number isn't extravagant, right? Like Chris Middleton turned down the $40.2 million player option for next season. If you can go to 3 or 4 years, I think the thought is always, all right, well, if we're going to give you more guaranteed money across these years going forward, then we're going to need to bring that first year asking price down. That needs to go from 40 to around 30 or wherever it may be. And I think that's how you put some of that across. But I think speaking to the general question, like, is this guy still good enough? I think if you look at that Miami Heat series, there was some concerns there. Defensively with Chris, I just didn't think the foot speed was quite what it needed to be. But I think there's optimism that the surgery that he had at a few days after the season ended helped clean that up. The quick knee scope that he had cleaned some of those things up, and hopefully he'll get some of that back. But even if it doesn't, in that series, he was the Bucks' best offensive engine, not named Giannis. He had 24 points per game, 6 assists per game, 6 rebounds per game. Like, he did all of that against the Miami Heat, who are one of the better defensive teams in the league, and you saw shut down a number of other teams. So I get where you're coming from. I do think the injuries, the age, like all of that adds up a little bit. But I think ultimately what that adds up to is trying to bring the numbers down a little bit, but not necessarily saying this guy's not going to be good enough for us and moving forward.
Joined by our friend Eric Name of The Athletic, covers the Bucks. NBA free agency opening tomorrow. Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today with Jason off. Eric, let's talk Damian Lillard for a moment here, because I am of the belief that while Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez would be great to keep around, the team has been so good the last several years. One of the strategic advantages to bringing in Damian Lillard could be not only does it make the Bucks better in theory as a complementary piece to Giannis, but also it keeps Damian Lillard away from making the Miami Heat better, who have been a thorn in the side for the Bucks during these playoff runs the last half decade or so. Would Damian Lillard make sense in Milwaukee?
Yes, Damian Lillard, like the basketball player, is fantastic. He's an all-NBA talent. He's a legend. He's incredible with the ball in his hands. So Damian Lillard, yes, does make sense as a player, but I don't think it's a realistic option for the Bucks, simply because if the Blazers are actually going to trade him, which at this point they've made it clear that they're going to try to win and contend and make moves to make Damian Lillard happy this summer. But if they eventually get to that point, they are going to be looking for young talent. They are going to want young players that they can start a rebuild with, that, can play alongside Anthony Simons and Shaedon Sharpe and continue to move all those things forward. So I guess for me, it just doesn't seem totally realistic. Like, I don't know that the Bucks have what you would need to go out and get that deal done, unless you're bringing in a third team. And honestly, I just don't think the Blazers are there quite yet. I don't think they're going to trade Damian Lillard this offseason. I think they're going to try to stick it out. They're going to try to make some moves. They're going to try to improve and ultimately make him happy. I don't think it's going to work, but I think that's what they're going to try to do this offseason. So I don't see Damian Lillard to the Bucks as a very realistic option.
Yeah, well, Jesse also wants Luka Doncic. He wants Kevin Durant. I mean, he wants to get a bunch of other players to come in and help Giannis.
I've been saying that the whole time.
Eric, you called it last year. We had you on right at this time last year, and I remember you said, don't be surprised, Joe Ingles going to be that guy. Is there someone that you have on your radar that is going to be a Milwaukee Buck that we're not thinking of right now when we're talking in September when training camp opens?
So I think there's a lot of people that believe the Bucks are just going to move on from Jay Crowder. That it didn't go well last year, and I think it's kind of obvious that it didn't go well. But I do think there's a possibility that once we get through this weekend, Jay Crowder is back on the Bucks this year. And I do think, it was like a kind of a foregone conclusion that, it didn't work out. He's going to go get some money elsewhere. I think it's possible that he comes back at, a number that's a lot more reasonable than people would maybe predict before the offseason. So I think that's one thing to keep an eye on. And then, as far as other people that you're thinking about for the Bucks, I just think it's going to be a limited amount of money that they have. I think it always is tough this time of year when you're trying to figure out, how all of these things work. Ultimately, the Bucks, if Chris Middleton comes back and if Brook Lopez comes back, they're probably looking at the taxpayer mid-level exception, which is about $5 million. And then you're going to get into, a lot of players out there that they're not the most talented, and like I said last year, they took that chance on a guy like Joe Ingles, someone that was coming back from an injury, and you try to see how that works. I think there's a couple guys out there. There's two guys on the Sixers that I believe are pretty interesting, in George Niang and Shake Milton. Both those guys have played a long time for the Sixers. The Sixers have a lot of things up in the air. Both those guys are free agents, have the possibility of kind of moving out of Philadelphia. I think those two guys, and then Josh Richardson is a guy that's been around the league for a long time. If you're talking about Adrian Griffin and what he's trying to do as far as pressure defense, Josh Richardson has been one of those kind of tenacious defenders that really goes out there and makes it tough on other folks. So I would say think about those kind of three guys, and I think it's going to be tough to see how this all shakes out because this year, while the Bucks had a little bit of business to do at the front end of free agency and could instead, focus down a little bit further on the roster. They got big work to do at the front end of the roster this year. They really got to make sure they're locked in on Middleton and Lopez and getting that stuff done before they can start to poke around a little bit lower down there. And if you're not in right away on some of these guys, sometimes they can sneak out to a different team and get out somewhere where maybe you would have had a chance if you could have spent more time on them earlier.
All right, Eric, last one for me. Benny Brust on our show yesterday said that Larry Bird would be the 13th man right behind Thanasis on this Bucks roster because he couldn't play in this era. I said it's the dumbest take he's ever had. Any insight? Larry Bird would still be a stud in today's NBA. Am I crazy?
No, you are not crazy.
That's what I thought.
Preposterous.
That's the dumbest. Is that not the dumbest take you've ever heard, ever?
It's really bad. It's a really bad.
I would agree. That is very diplomatic and nice of Eric.
Naaman Guard had the same reaction. It's so bad that they don't even know what
I thought he was
to say
joking.
about it.
I thought he was joking. He's not joking though.
No, that's truly terrible. Truly terrible.
Eric, as a parting question for you, how come at the NBA draft, the way it works, you can never tell who's picking who when there's trades? Like, why can't they say the pick has been traded before the pick is made when the agreement is made and everybody knows it? And we've got guys going in the lottery picks that are going. And it's very clearly that guy's not going to the Charlotte Hornets, but the Charlotte Hornets logo's up there. He's got the hat and everything, and then they announce an hour later, by the way, he's not on the Hornets. He's on the Spurs. How come we can't fix that?
It's because of how long it takes to get business done, and it's infuriating. I wish we could change it, but apparently they don't want to. It's just annoying.
It is the most frustrating thing about watching the NBA draft. 100%. I've come to that conclusion when I watched last week. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, thanks for joining us, Eric. Eric Name of The Athletic.
Absolutely.
Free agency. Enjoy it. Hope you have a ton of fun with it.
All right. Sounds good. See you guys.
Eric Name of The Athletic. Catch him at The Athletic. I signed up for my subscription, 2 weeks ago now. Okay. I signed up for it, and I have enjoyed it. I highly recommend signing up for The Athletic. You can find Eric Name and all kinds of other great stuff. Mac Schneidman with the Packers, all kinds of fun over at The Athletic. Free agency tomorrow. We'll wrap up a little bit of what Eric Name had to share with us. Plus, I think there might be some careers that Tausch might be interested in here for this upcoming season. I'll share that. If you missed any of Eric Name on The Athletic, you can always catch up on Wisconsin On Demand, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Thanks to David and his team for all that he does supporting our show and Wisconsin On Demand. Subscribe, rate, and review the Wilde and Tausch podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch continues next.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Big trailers and big opportunities at Stoughton Trailers. Immediate openings at the Broadhead, Evansville, and Stoughton locations. Assemblers, forklift drivers, and more. Apply at stojobs.com. Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard joined Scalzo and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin earlier this week and talked about the impression that the new freshman class, consisting of John Blackwell, John Janicki, Nolan Winter, and Gus Yelden, have made early in camp.
It's a really good freshman class that's come in to compete, and you wouldn't know they were freshmen. So they've definitely made their impact, not only in the coaching staff, but also on their teammates. They've opened some eyes. So what it's done is raise the level of competition.
Find the full interview with Greg Gard on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pella's window and door design options are virtually limitless. Customize your order by August 31st, and you could bundle and save big at PellaWI.com.
If you're looking to fill the vacant space in your commercial building, the local agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group are eager to grow your bottom line. Head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Badger football tickets are on sale now. A new era of Wisconsin football kicks off this fall, and now is your chance to be there when Coach Fickle and the team takes the field. Don't wait. Order your tickets today and make plans to be part of the best game day atmosphere in college football. For more information and to purchase your Wisconsin football tickets, visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. The season kicks off September 2nd, so don't wait. That's uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
We're on the Packers.
The NFC is mediocre to below mediocre.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
The Packers are not going to be some cellar-dwelling stink pot.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Thanks again to Eric Name of The Athletic for joining us. Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch with Jason off this week.
No Dollar Dame.
Yeah, that's
Benny
Eric's out on that idea.
Doesn't know what the hell he's talking about when it comes to the. We all knew that.
We confirmed that again.
Brooke Lopez, is it a 50-50 shot he comes back? Or I sense it's more like 75-25 that he'll be back. Middleton's close to 100% because of all the things we mentioned. There's nowhere else to go. That money is gone.
I'll be happy if they run it back with Giannis, Brooke, and Middleton. I think the coaching change is enough change for where the direction of the team could go and kind of reboot it a little bit. I wouldn't have done it. I would have done it differently, and I would have kept Bud in place, but I understand why they did it.
If you can assure me,
good.
You can assure me Chris Middleton will be healthy, I feel good about it. Nobody can assure you that.
You can't assure anybody he's going to be healthy. Giannis got hurt when they won a championship.
For a game or two. Yeah.
Anyway, miraculous recovery. By the way, I got this press release here, Tausch. The Bucks are hosting auditions for their entertainment network. Would you be interested in being part of the tumbling and dance crew on the 414 crew for Bucks games coming up this year?
No, but what's the age restriction? I think I have a daughter that would love to do some tumbling and handstands.
The young Bucks, age 7 to 13?
She'd be a young Buck.
Yeah, we might have something.
Especially if we get Dollar Dame. Here's the deal. Dollar Dame comes, Eleanor will be part of the Young Bucks. I'll commit to her right now.
Wow. There's a little
she'll
incentive.
sign off on that, but we'll see.
You don't want to be a rim rocker doing the trampoline
I do
dunks
not.
and everything?
No, I don't think that's good for anybody.
Okay. You could dream fearlessly and assume at some point that you might get that opportunity, but it sounds like you may not even be.
I could, but I am dreaming
there.
fearlessly about the Badgers season and Luke Fickell and all the recruits coming in. And Badger fans, American Family Insurance wants to give you and a friend a VIP experience at a Badger football or basketball game during the 2023 season. You and a friend receive pregame sideline or courtside passes. Tour of the facility. Tons of great merch to support your Badgers. Enter today at amfam.com/Badgers. That's amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Coming up in 2 minutes to start the 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, Elton Jenkins was on Good Morning Football earlier this week, and what he said when asked about Jordan Love taking over as the Packers starting quarterback makes me think that this poll question we asked is going to trend more Brett Hundley than Aaron Rodgers. We'll check in on what those poll returns are and what Elton Jenkins said in the 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, which starts in 2 minutes. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
If you're looking to fill the vacant space in your commercial building, the local agents at RE/MAX and the Preferred Commercial Group are eager to grow your bottom line. Head to commercialwisconsin.com/ESPN and find an investment partner to lead the way to your property dreams today.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
Norman's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by 5 Star Painting, your residential and commercial professional painters for interiors, exteriors, kitchen cabinets, decks, and fences. Check them out at 5starpainting.com. Where does the Packers roster stack up with the rest of the NFL? Well, ESPN's Mike Clay and Seth Walder broke down and ranked every team with their biggest strengths, weaknesses, as well as their X factors coming into next season. The two of them put the Packers at number 23 in the league. That's one spot below the Chicago Bears, with the Packers' biggest strength being the cornerback position. You can read the whole ranking over at ESPNWisconsin.com. In Major League Baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers bounced back against the New York Mets last night with a 5-2 win. The crew was led by Christian Yelich, going 3 for 5 with a double and a stolen base. Yelich leads the team with a .277 batting average on the season. Up next for the Brewers is a 6:10 first pitch tonight with Adrian Hauser on the mound. Hour 3 of Wilde and Tausch starts now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Hour of Wilde and Tausch, ESPN Wisconsin, Wisconsin On Demand. No Jason Wilde today. He is on assignment, a.k.a. off. He'll return on Wednesday the 5th. Rutledge and Hamilton filling in for us tomorrow, Tausch, holding it down from 9 to noon.
Yeah, I think they always take one day during the summer, and we really appreciate when Hamilton is actually here to work. We always appreciate it. He's here tomorrow, right, or is he off?
He is in tomorrow.
Okay,
Matt
good.
will be on the show tomorrow. Yeah, Mr. 70%, Matt Hamilton.
Sounds a bit strong, but
we did the math. So they'll be holding it down tomorrow. Monday's a best of Wilde and Tausch. If you missed any of our really fun segments that we've had over the last month or so, we'll have a best of compilation for you to enjoy.
So if Rutledge and Hamilton do something great on air during our time slot tomorrow, will you put theirs on the Wilde and Tausch?
It's possible. I mean, technically it would be on Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they could qualify for the best of. And then no show on Tuesday for the 4th of July holiday.
We'll be hot. Coming back hot on the 5th, though.
Coming back hot on the 5th. I'm interested in this poll question. We're going to hear from Elton Jenkins on Good Morning Football in a moment. But the poll returns here are interesting. So for those who have not yet seen it, on Twitter, at Wilde and Tausch, we posted this about an hour ago. We did workshop the poll just a itty-bitty little bit during one of our commercial breaks. So our question for you today, which of these former Packers quarterbacks do you believe Jordan Love's career will most similarly reflect? Your 4 options are Aaron Rodgers, future Pro Football Hall of Famer, long tenure as the Packers quarterback. Matt Hasselbeck, couple of years as the backup, went on elsewhere and had good success for about a decade as a starter in the NFL. Aaron Brooks, backup in Green Bay for a couple of years, went to New Orleans, started 5, maybe 6 good seasons with the Saints, had about an 8-year career all in all. And Brett Hundley is your final option, a guy who was drafted by the Packers, got an opportunity in a step-in situation, did not make the most of it, and I don't know what he's up to right now.
I don't know if he's still in Arizona or if he's out of the league. That's a great question. I don't know.
So which of those former Packers quarterbacks do you believe Jordan Love's career will most similarly reflect? Before I give you what the returns are, Tausch, who are you voting for?
I will vote for Matt Hasselbeck. I think from a Packer fan standpoint, we would be excited if he's able to lead us to a Super Bowl. And by the way, Hasselbeck should have won. Garbage holding call on their right tackle that ended up costing him a world championship. So if you can look at the success Hass had out in Seattle, if Jordan Love can do that here, I think we will be incredibly pleased with what that will lead for this organization moving forward.
So here's what's interesting in this poll. Matt Hasselbeck is leading the way with 51% of the vote.
That's a plurality, correct?
So that is over 50% of Packers fans believe that Jordan Love's career will most reflect what Matt Hasselbeck's career is, which we would all sign up for. I think that's the optimistic vote. Like, you can't really expect Aaron Rodgers Hall of Fame stuff. That doesn't happen. We're lucky we've had it 2 times in a row. Hasselbeck, very solid NFL quarterback for a decade. That's what Jordan Love ends up being with the Packers. Multiple playoff appearances, a Super Bowl run or 2, really good teams. Would love to see that. Then the other 3 options. Aaron Brooks, 17%. Aaron Rodgers, 16%. Brett Hundley, 15%.
Wow.
Those 3 options all separated by 2 percentage points.
It goes to show you how much uncertainty there is. I think we're all hoping and not trying to be crazy optimistic with that he's going to be Aaron Rodgers. At 15%, that's about where I feel like that Packer fans are at.
16% delusional or incredibly hopeful.
Yeah, very, very optimistic.
Looking at it with green and gold glasses.
And I think looking at it as if he's going to be Matt Hasselbeck is also very positive. I think Aaron Brooks, I don't know if you put the stats down on the actual Twitter poll.
I did not.
If he's a 6-year starter and he has some really good numbers, I believe he was a Pro Bowl player at some point. I don't think that's by no stretch, boy, does he stink and is he no good. So I think any of those 3 options you'd be okay with. You just don't want it to be in that spot. And that's why I think this poll is very indicative of where Packer fans are. And the fact that there is the amount of uncertainty that is out there, it goes throughout the entire fan base. There is the hopefulness, but there's also the, we don't know. We just don't know.
Well, that incredible pessimism and that, too, for Packer fans with the number for Brett Hundley. He, this last year, played for the Vegas Vipers.
USFL
How did they do?
XFL.
Yeah.
He went XFL.
How did the
this year.
Vegas Vipers do?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just found it on his Wikipedia because I was looking at where he played. I'll look that up, though.
Yeah, so Jay Sternberger dominated the USFL.
Mm-hmm.
He will get another look in the NFL. He will be in a training camp coming up probably this spring or this fall.
Had a good summer,
Mm-hmm.
no doubt. Aaron Brooks, in case you were wondering. I didn't know we were going to talk about Aaron Brooks today, but this is kind of fun. From 2001 to 2004, that was kind of his prime with the Saints. Threw for over 3,500 yards each of those years. Touchdowns, 26, 27, 24, 21. Interceptions, this is where it gets dicey, 22, 15, 8, 16.
A little different era of football, though, too.
Yeah.
There were more interceptions, obviously. Favre threw a bunch. But, yeah, that was, I think, the downfall for him. And as far as why he didn't move forward for a decade and plus is he turned the football over too much. We don't know Jordan Love's penchant yet as far as is he going to be very conservative with the football? Is he going to be accurate enough that he doesn't have those kind of numbers? Because we have been blessed beyond blessed. I sent you something the other day on the QB to interception ratio. We're never going to see a quarterback like that.
Never.
Aaron Rodgers has been the gold standard, and I can't imagine at any point, even with rules changes, that will continue to push offense. If there's ever anybody as good at that as Aaron Rodgers, they will be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
844-770-3776, the number to get into the show. Jesse and Tausch today on Wilde and Tausch. Continue to vote in our poll on Twitter at Wilde and Tausch. How does this make you feel about the poll? Let's hear from Elton Jenkins earlier this week on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network. Elton Jenkins was asked about getting ready for the season, the hype around new starting quarterback Jordan Love. Elton Jenkins, let's hear it.
His approach to the game, like when he first got in the league, he wasn't our starter, but the way that he walked around the locker room, the way that he approached the game, he always approached every game as a starter. So we know that he's going to be prepared and just ready to go on Sunday or whenever we play. So in OTA, seen a lot of good things from Jordan, a lot of leadership. He stepped up as a leader a lot. So I'm very excited for his future, and I'm ready to play with him.
Uh-oh.
What?
This goes back to what Coward said in the first hour of the show that we were listening. That was, how many times did he say leadership? How many times did he say confidence? How many times did he say all kinds of stuff that doesn't really say anything?
I wasn't counting.
That's okay. A lot is the point.
Okay.
He didn't say anything about his football skill set. Be like, oh, he's really zipping it into Watson downfield. Like he's got this great chemistry. He's hitting guys in stride. He's able to open up the pocket, open up the field. He can take off if he needs to, if a play breaks down. I feel so
Jesse,
good about
they're
this
going
guy.
half speed, and they're going. There's no tackling, so I get it. It's more about that in the past. But as we're sitting here right now, the big questions that Jordan Love is trying to get answered to his teammates, is he going to be able to lead this group? And everybody has said yes. Everybody, coaches, everybody has said he's elevated his leadership. He's taking it on. I think that part of this is important too.
But it's not just that everybody said it. That's the only thing they're saying. It goes back to Cowherd's assertion. Nobody is saying, outside of Jason Wilde's tweet on June 13th for the one wow throw to Christian Watson that ended up being 96 yards in a 7-on-7 period.
Wow.
Not one person has said something about the skill set of Jordan Love, that he has the ability to open the field. He has the ability to hit guys deep downfield. He can throw a ball on a dart, hit a guy right where he needs to be. He has this great precision. Nobody has said anything like that. All you hear is leadership, 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 leadership. Great. I believe he's going to lead the team. He might lead the team to 4-13 because he can't throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field because no one said anything about his ability to actually do that. That's what I need to hear. That's what I want Elton Jenkins or Matt LaFleur or Aaron Jones or anybody to come out and say. He has great footwork. He has great arm strength. He has great precision. Give us something about his skill set, not leadership. Tired of that.
You understand that's part of the skill set, though, correct? You understand that?
Leadership is an important component in a franchise quarterback. Yes, I get it. I understand. But the entire offseason, the entire last 4 years of his development cannot just be summarized by leadership.
I've heard many people say the improvement that he's made. I've heard many people say that the ball's popping out of his hand, that there's been some really good things that we've seen. Is it to the degree that we hope? I'm not overly worried about that in May and in June because you're doing 7-on-7s. He's had some good days. He's had some bad days. I wanted to hear this the last 3 years. We haven't, okay? But what we have heard is that he's working his tail off. He's putting himself in a position to be successful. Whether or not he's going to be, we'll find out. But all of the other stuff, yes, I would love it if you said, boy, did you see the throw he hit Musgrave down the seam on? Oh, baby. We're not hearing that. Is that concerning? I'd love to hear it. We're not. But what I am hearing is how hard he works, how diligent he's been, how much he's working on leadership, how he's trying to get the guys together, how he's trying to build his leadership up. By the way, until he goes out and shows it, all of that other stuff is just words. All of this. Even if Matt LaFleur is saying, oh, my God, he has taken 50 steps forward. We're not hearing that. All I want to hear and see is what he does when training camp comes around. This stuff is all fine and dandy, and it covers time through June and July. All of it is wiped out, just like when guys aren't there, when guys don't show up. You forget about that in September. What is he going to do then? He has done everything by everybody's account to position himself to be the best quarterback he can be. Is that going to be Aaron Brooks, Matt Hasselbeck? Hey, we don't know. Our fans don't know. And by the way, Matt LaFleur doesn't know.
I mean, it's been almost 20 years, Tausch, since you were in practice with Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks in Green Bay. And
It's been over 20 years.
And I asked you, what did those guys do well? And you were able to say, here's what they did well. All I want to know from Matt LaFleur, what does Jordan Love do well?
His footwork's improved.
Okay, that's improved.
His
but
ball
where
placement's
did it
improved.
start?
His leadership has improved. His understanding of the offense has improved. All of those things have been said.
But what does he actually do well? I don't care what he's improved in. I would expect that a guy of any caliber skill set would improve from when you're drafted to when you're becoming a starter 4 years into your career. Of course you're going to improve. I could improve if that was me. That doesn't mean I'm any good. Tell me what that guy does well. What does Jordan Love do well as a quarterback right now?
I just told you.
Leadership.
His footwork has improved. His whole understanding of the offense has improved. He is a first-round talent, and that's why I keep coming back to, is he going to be accurate with the football? I don't know. We'll find out. How is he going to handle the pressure and blitz and all that? We'll find out. We don't know. And by the way, just because we want to know doesn't mean we're going to get an answer until we actually get a test. There have been no tests. There have been some small quizzes. He's done okay. He's not getting straight A's. He's not failing. How is he going to do when the lights come on and he's put in those positions? We'll find out. Elton Jenkins doesn't know. Heck, Jordan Love doesn't know. Jordan Love has ideas on what it's going to look like, but he doesn't know. So all of this other stuff, I want to see this, I want to see this. Yes, you'd want to see more big-time stuff. That'd be great. That's not where we're at in the process. There is a level. We have this idea that we're entitled to, we have to have a Hall of Fame quarterback. No, you don't. There's going to be some patience that has to go into this, and we're going to have to go along with it. That's something you, spoiled little Jesse at 31 or however old you are, you've never had to deal with. Guess what, Buttercup? You're going to have to deal with it now. And if you don't, and if you want to jump ship like you did when Favre left, and you didn't want to wait and see if Aaron Rodgers was good, which is part of what you did, hey, bye-bye. Go and cheer for the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. Go ahead and do that.
No.
You have to be willing to say, hey, I don't know, but I'm a Packer fan, and I'm going to pull for my Packers.
Well,
we're going to figure. But you weren't.
I just want a window into what Jordan Love is good at.
By the way, it's hazy. There's haze in the window. Deal with it. We got to wait for rainstorms. We got to wait for reps. We got to wait for jet streams to pull it out. You don't know what's in that window, and that's never the case when you deal with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They're like your own personal barista for windows and doors. Variety all over the place. Pella's design options are virtually limitless, even more customizable than your cup of coffee. Their wood windows and patio doors can be painted, they can be stained, they can be left bare. to complement your home's unique decor, and they stand the test of time. That's why Pella confidently offers the best wood warranty in the industry. Bundle and save when you customize your order by August 31st. Get started today at PellaWI.com.
You know who's going to get me feeling better about the Green Bay Packers season?
I don't.
Greg Gard, head coach of Wisconsin men's basketball, appearing yesterday on Scalzo and Brust. We're going to hear what Gardo said about the G&G next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Welcome to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like 9 windows, please. I'm hoping they'll match my home.
Have it your way.
Excuse me? We're talking about windows, right?
Yes. Pella's design options are virtually limitless, even more customized than your coffee.
So you're like my personal barista for windows and doors.
Exactly. And if you customize your order by August 31st, you can bundle and save big.
Good deal.
Get started today at PellaWI.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Are you dreaming of a new look? Let the pros at 5 Star Painting bring color to your world, to your interior, exterior, cabinets, and more. We make it easy with online scheduling, free on-site estimates, and a dedicated project manager on every job. Uneasy about hiring a contractor? We know, we've been there. 5 Star Painting is customer-focused and quality-driven, exceeding expectations every time. Call or visit 5starpainting.com today. 5 Star Painting, a neighborly company.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
When you want to show just how you feel, come to Chalmers Jewelers. Our custom jewelers have been working day and night to come up with the most amazing custom jewelry. Truthfully, in the 30 years I've been in business, we have the largest inventory of custom jewelry that we have ever had. Amazing prices, amazing selection, and one-of-a-kind pieces. Come see our incredible variety at either location or chalmersjewelers.com.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you
Jesse and Tausch today. Jason's off for the week. Wilde and Old T back at it on Wednesday, July 5th. Coming back from the 4th of July holiday. I'm going to take that day off.
That's not shocking.
844-770-3776. Your way into the show, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Yesterday on Scalzo and Brust, Greg Gard, head coach of Wisconsin men's basketball, joined the fellas. Yes, he did confirm that he thought Ben was an idiot for saying that Larry Bird could not play in today's NBA.
Okay, that's good to hear.
So it was almost dismissive, and it was almost sad to hear when they asked him the question, and he just said, yeah. It was almost sad. But Greg Gard did talk a lot about Badger basketball, a lot of excitement there. Some new recruits in. They're doing their summer workouts now. Some exciting stuff. Catch up with the entire podcast for Scalzo and Brust on Wisconsin On Demand. Subscribe to them as well, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, they asked him about his new best friend, Matt LaFleur. Coach LaFleur joining Coach Gard at the Guarding Against Cancer event a few weeks ago. Those two have gotten to know each other a little bit. Here is some of what Greg Gard said about his new pal, Matt LaFleur, and the season that he's expecting for his favorite team, the Green Bay Packers, to experience with Jordan Love as quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's very down to earth, very practical. I mean, it's not much unlike Mike, in terms of how he was as a person behind closed doors. He understands, he's paid his dues to get where he is. I mean, he talked about his time back at Central Michigan, and he's been on a long haul to get where he's at. And obviously to have your first job be with a Hall of Fame quarterback that doesn't happen to every rookie head coach for your first 3 or 4 years. So he's, now I think in a good way, it's put him in a position where he's got to get his feet on the ground and understands the role even better. And now he can work with a new quarterback. So if you had a new quarterback and a rookie head coach at the same time, that might, the learning curve and the just how everything blended probably wouldn't be as smooth as it was with Matt and Aaron. And now it's, a good time for a transition to let Jordan Love take over, and Matt understands and knows what he's doing.
Greg Gard yesterday on Scalzo and Brust. I saw a text from a fan the other day before Gardo even made this appearance, but hearing what he said there about LaFleur and it's Jordan Love taking over as the new quarterback this year, it led me to remember this text that I saw, and I wanted to ask you this question. Do you think that Matt LaFleur could actually be set up to struggle this year as a head coach because in his first 4 seasons as a head coach in the NFL, he had a Hall of Fame quarterback that could help cover some of the blemishes that maybe his offense or his scheme could have presented? And do you think that there will be still a learning curve for Matt LaFleur in this first season where he doesn't have a proven Hall of Fame quarterback leading his offense?
No, I think the learning curve is going to be as far as figuring out what Jordan Love is really comfortable with and what he's good at. And it's got to be more on Matt LaFleur to have the scheme and the system to help Jordan Love be successful. So, no, I think Greg's point on it's much better to have at least some experience at one of the spots rather than both coming in without really understanding what is going on. Jordan Love is going to have some hiccups, and Matt LaFleur, it's Matt LaFleur's job to help him pull out of that. There's going to be some moments where you're going to be, well, what did I just see? And then you have to rebuild that confidence and bring that back. So I think the scenario, it's much better for Matt LaFleur to have 4 years, to understand what defenses are trying to do, to understand he's seen a lot of Jordan Love to know what Jordan's good at, and it's on him and his staff to figure out how can we put them in that position that will help our team win football games. So I think Matt LaFleur is primed. I think he is in a position where he is going to get a lion's share of the credit if things are great and a big amount of the negatives if they're not. And that's the job as an NFL head coach. So I think he's positioned himself fine. It's going to fall on him more than anything because it's his staff, it's his system, and he's going to be able to implement and run everything he wants. This isn't going to be, let's lean on Aaron Rodgers, let's lean on, well, he likes this, he likes this. Jordan Love is a complete blank canvas. It's up for Matt LaFleur to muralize this thing. How does he want to put it? What does he want to focus on? Which color schemes are he going to go? It's all of those things. It's Matt LaFleur that will be deciding how that looks. And whether or not we have a beautiful mural or if we have a lot of, let's wipe this out, let's clean this, that's on Matt LaFleur. So the pressure is on. There's no doubt. I think he doesn't want it any other way. And he will get to really construct and have the football team he's always wanted from the time he got here. When he did, he will never, ever say that it was a bad thing to have Aaron Rodgers because it helped his career. It got him off to the fastest start in the history of the NFL through 3 seasons. Now he gets to do it his way. Is that better? We'll see.
I got to admit, the way that blanks are normally used on this show, when you said it's a blank canvas, I thought I was trying to fill in, like, what possible dirty word is supposed to go there.
There was no.
It was actually blank is what you were going for. That
is literally right now, LaFleur is sitting there, and he's probably getting his stools and easels set up, and he's like, all right, what color is we going to go with? All right, let's make sure it's summery. It's going to be pretty. We don't want to have a lot of hazy gray. We want vibrant colors. That's what we're looking for.
You ever watch any of those old Bob Ross episodes where he's painting the landscape? And
I wish I did, but
starts.
No.
Oh man, he starts with like nothing, and then you think he's going like pond. And suddenly he throws some brown in there. Like, what's he doing? And it's a bird in a cloud. And you're like,
cloud bird.
How did this guy do that? It's crazy.
That is crazy.
You would get a kick out of Bob Ross.
All right, maybe I'll check him out.
Like 20-minute episodes.
Looks like I'm going to be stuck inside for the next 3 or 4 days.
Nice and relaxing too.
Oh yeah, good like nap time.
Yeah, Bob Ross stuff.
Next, get some Bob Ross if you're taking a plane flight. Like you need something to relax, like chill, watch something, or if you're in the car on a road trip, just pull up some Bob Ross. Nice and help you drift off to dreamland. And what Bob Ross likes to say, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. And we may be in store for quite a bit of happy accidents this year with Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Just like Jason Wilde would probably be in store for some happy accidents if he was out playing Loch LaBelle.
Oh, experience an American treasure in Oconomowoc this golf season at the club at Loch LaBelle. The club at Loch LaBelle. It is the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. With a rich history you will feel once you arrive. Club at Loch LaBelle is open to the public. You can schedule your tee time today at clubatlochlabelle.com. You can also book weddings. You can book conventions. They have a great amount of meeting space, and it's all right there in Oconomowoc. It's also the golf destination you're going to want to play over and over again. A historic past that meets a vibrant future. Go to clubatlochlabelle.com to start your journey today.
We were up north last weekend sitting around Coors Light in hand, and we were talking about some of our favorite courses that we've played in the state of Wisconsin. Loch LaBelle is my number one.
Bam.
It helps that I had a tremendous day when I played there last 2 years ago. Loved it. Got to get back there sometime soon. Loved playing Loch LaBelle. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend you stick around to hear Hunter Vaughn, our cousin sub of the day producing the show, take over for the second consecutive day. It's not Whoa Nelly, it's Whoa Hunter. And it's next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Treat yourself to a new shower this summer. Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned in Wisconsin for 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you over. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Summertime is heating up, and so are the deals at Metro Kia of Madison. This month, there are 75 new vehicles to purchase, like the 23 Kia Soul at 2.9% APR financing for 48 months, or lease the 23 Kia Telluride LX for $475 per month for 36 months. You'll also get a Chromebook, 4K Smart TV, or a $500 Visa gift card with any vehicle purchase. Drive into the deal of the summer at Metro Kia of Madison. Learn more at metrokiaofmadison.com.
In a land carved by glaciers and shaped by champions, Trapper's Turn is a specialty golfing experience. 27 holes designed by two-time U.S. Open champion Andy North present an enjoyable challenge at any level. Nestled between beautiful pines, the all-new 12 North Par 3 course offers the ultimate in golfing fun. Refuel and unwind with year-round dining in the heart of the picturesque Dells. Golf time is precious. Spend it somewhere beautiful. This is Trapper's Turn. Book your tee time at trappersturn.com.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient. After the surgery, my life changed dramatically. It's so much easier to do the everyday things in life and just the things that we like to do as a family. And my wife told me, she says, now I can't keep up with you anymore.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Show me the love.
Jordan Love is in a position where the NFC, it is wide open. He is better than anyone expects. He can be a Pro Bowl quarterback.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Before we get to Whoa Hunter, I got a text from Erica in Milwaukee who loves her some Aaron Rodgers.
She does.
Loves her some Green Bay Packers as well. If you say that Aaron Rodgers never actually ran Matt LaFleur's offense, then how can you credit LaFleur with those winning records the past few seasons? Old T.
Well, Erica, because as the head coach, it's your job to get the best out of your players. And as Dan Orlovsky said on Tuesday, I agree with, and I said at the time, there's going to be your foundation of what your offense is. And then there's Aaron Rodgers has seen and done a lot more than you have in this league. Trust what he sees, too. So the offense was Matt LaFleur's offense. Aaron Rodgers obviously had monster fingerprints all over it. But Matt LaFleur is the head coach. He makes decisions. He decides to kick a field goal down 8. He decides when you're punting the football. He decides what you're going to be calling on 3rd and 6. Now, whether or not Aaron Rodgers audibles out of it, that's a great question. But he deserves a ton of credit for that.
Let's move on and let's get to Hunter Vaughn and Whoa Hunter.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocca's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
You heard the song playing during the bump, Chelsea's Dagger, the Blackhawks goal song. Going to be hearing that a lot at the United Center this year, as the NHL draft was last night, and the Blackhawks getting the first overall pick.
Whoa, Nelly!
They took Connor Bedard.
Bedardsy.
With a generational talent, potentially hockey's level of Kevin Durant or...
What, you don't like the Blackhawks?
What are we
he
doing?
Cries about him all the time.
What are we doing breaking down the NHL draft?
Because this guy is the real deal. Like Coach Chippy, who I follow on Instagram.
Who's Coach
Chippy? He's a big Bedardsy fan. I didn't know much about it. The fact that I haul hockey kids around and I know the hockey culture, the amount of excitement 12, 13, 11-year-old kids are having for Bedardsy, he is the real deal. He's a Sid Crosby. He's Wayne Gretzky-esque. He's going to be in that category. And the fact that Chicago, one of the great franchises, one of the original 6, got him, people are pretty excited about Bedardsy.
Super excited.
Great.
So with
Fans
the generational
can start paying
talent
attention, showing up again like they did when they won. Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Real diehards down
Can
there
I
in
please
Chicago.
do my
A real diehard group of fans.
Jesse, I
Blackhawks
let
fans.
you talk, and I don't chime in a lot during the show when I produce, and I get a chance.
Such a great set of fans down there.
Tausch, would you go to Chicago just to see Connor Bedard?
If I'm in Chicago, I'd love to go, and I venture that way a bunch for hockey. So, yes, I love watching hockey live. It's just so much better than it is on TV. And when you get stars, people are going to tune in. I'm guessing the Chicago Blackhawks have sold a ton of extra tickets. I know they've sold a ton of merch because Coach Chippy has showed me. It's crazy what one player can do, not only for a franchise, but for a league. This cat's that good, by all accounts. It's exciting.
It's very exciting. I can't wait for them to come to Milwaukee and play against the expansion team that the city of Milwaukee will be able to say is home to in a couple. Oh, wait, they can't because the Blackhawks claim Milwaukee as being home. And they won't sign off on an expansion
Who urinated
franchise.
in your Cheerios? Is it the
Chicago
haze?
Blackhawks.
Is the haze getting you?
No, this has always been a thing with me and Hunter and Chicago Black. I was down in Peoria, Illinois, attending Bradley University when the Chicago Blackhawks were in their prime, and all those big, die-hard Blackhawks fans 2 years later couldn't name anybody on the team because they thought all the old players were still there. They didn't follow the sport at all. They just wanted to find a reason
Jonathan
to
Taves,
go out to a bar and drink on a Tuesday night.
which I always loved
Correct.
the spelling of his name.
Captain Sirius.
Kane. You had Kane.
Kaner, the greatest American
Adam
player
Burish
ever.
was a big stud back in the day for the Chicago Blackhawks. So a lot of players that I'm not even.
A lot of players.
Well, it's 3 that I named. Now, if you ask me for current guys, that might be a struggle.
Well, most of them are only like 18. So.
Bedardsy.
Whoa, Nelly! We're going to keep the hockey talk going.
Oh, great!
The NHL announced that they are going to have 16 games on October 24th, which is a Tuesday, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
All of the games are going to start they're going to go through and have about a 15 to 30 minute delay, and everybody's going to play at the same time. I think this might be the dumbest way to have all of your teams play in one day.
What?
From any league.
No.
This is terrible.
No way.
What don't you like about it?
If they're going to do this, do it close to the way that college basketball did it, where you had the games through like a 24-hour period.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, the pros won't do that, but then put them on TNT and TBS. You do 2 games at a time, and then you start them at like 10 a.m. on a Saturday once it's outside of the NFL season. So at worst, you're competing with college basketball.
But the whole point is that it's like the opening day of the season, isn't it? October 24th, and that's like how they're going to – isn't that what they're doing here?
Yeah, but
it's the opening – like you get to see puck drop for every game.
Hockey
every
has
team.
a viewership issue with TV. The Stanley Cup Finals were one of the lowest that they've ever had. They need to figure out a way to get excitement and get people to actually watch the games. Having I'm only going to watch the Blackhawks game as soon as that starts, and then that's 2.5 hours that I'm not watching the other games.
That's because regular season doesn't matter. It's like the NBA in that sense. You know who's good and who's not. You get to the playoffs, and you got 8 seeds that are beating 1s all the time in hockey. It's not the same sport when you get to the playoffs.
So here's the deal. I like the fact they're getting creative. I love the morning window NFL game when it's on over in Europe. I think it's great. It gives you more options. I'm with Hunter. I don't need to see a 5:30 a.m. puck drop.
Well, it's not 5:30.
No,
it's
but
5 p.m. to
here's
10
what
p.m.
I think you have your stations. You have TNT. You have TBS. You do 2 games, and you do stagger it. You want to get as many games as you can. I love the fact that, say, Hockey Palooza, get all the games in. And with all the teams out west, you can really stagger this, but I don't need it to be every 5 minutes. It just gets diluted. Bing, bing, have the 2 games. Kind of like March Madness on Thursday, Friday. If you want to get ESPN involved in the NHL Network and have 4 at a time going, and you have like windows popping in when somebody scores, you red zone channel it, or blue line channel it.
Yes.
Great. I love that concept. I don't need you to see a game in Winnipeg at 4:30 a.m. I'd rather it be at 7:30 along with 3 other games, and I can kind of pick and choose where I want to be.
All right. First of all, the 24-hour college basketball marathon was one of the great things that needs to come back. Big Ten Network should be the one that brings it back because I don't think they're going to be able to do it anywhere else. But if you could do every Big Ten team to start the season plays, and now with USC and UCLA, you can cover the West Coast that way. You get Rutgers playing at 5 a.m. Oh, my gosh, would that be fun. It was so fun when you saw UMass and UW Green Bay playing at 7 a.m. And you're like, I don't care at all about this game because it's on at 7 a.m. on ESPN. I'm watching it. It was amazing. They need to bring that thing back. This is the way of the future for NFL Red Zone. If the NFL wants Red Zone to continue to get bolstered the way that it is, you start staggering games where not everybody's playing at noon. You start games at like noon, 12:15, 12:30. You stagger that, and you get 2-minute drills every 15 minutes from 2:30 p.m. until 4:30 p.m.
As long as you can finish before the Sunday night football game starts, I'm not opposed to what you're saying.
But as soon as, Colin Russo and the Jags start playing, a fan like that is locked in on the Jags game, so you're not getting people bouncing around.
No, but I don't.
And basically everybody has an NFL team.
You tell me what the red zone is.
You boys are bringing up a lot of interesting points. I think this deserves more conversation at a different time. It's an intriguing prospect. There's pluses and minuses to both sides of it.
Whoa, Nelly! Finally, J.J. Watt announced that he is not going to work for CBS.
What?
It is CBS that he was going to be working
he's not
for.
Going to become a pharmacist?
No, he's not.
Did he say he was working at CVS?
At first, yeah. It was a typo on his tweet.
Oh, it was a mistake?
Was it? Or does he have stock in a CVS?
Oh, is this
always that's crumble,
it's the crumble cookie all over again.
There are no mistakes. What is it? There's happy surprises.
Happy accidents.
Okay.
Is this the sign? Because he said he's only doing a few games with the crew. Is this the sign that maybe he's the backup plan for CBS if Tony Romo kind of keeps sliding down and not doing as well?
No, that will not be. J.J. Watt will be a studio guy. J.J. Watt is going to end up doing things like The Rock. I think he's going to, I don't know if he'll get into wrestling too, but he has the charisma and the personality to go to a big level. He's not going to just be a studio analyst for CVS. He's going to do bigger things than just that. That will be a part of it because he can. They pay well, and he's going to continue to do, I'm guessing he'll do a Wattcast at some point for potentially CBS, but I would be shocked if he doesn't at least dabble into The Rock, you name other former athletes that have gotten into the entertainment game. That's the road J.J. Watt's going to be going down.
When Walgreens acquires the rights to Sunday Night Football, I would not be surprised if J.J. Watt becomes the next guy up.
Are you going to be shocked when CVS is going to be one of his big partners? And you're going to say, was that a coincidence?
Mm-hmm. I would not be whatsoever.
We're going to see him on an ad during the football season.
I actually thought J.J. Watt would end up at NBC because I thought he would be involved with their Big Ten Saturday night deal. And I thought he would eventually take over for Collinsworth as the Sunday Night Football analyst.
I actually
CBS
thought he was going to take over for Pat Sajak.
That would have been good, too.
That would have been. I would watch that, but I think he still might do that if this goes well for him because CBS is going to have some Big Ten games.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, Nelly! They're going to have the third best Big Ten game, maybe.
No, they've got the 2:30.
No, they'll get that 2:30.
Yeah.
NBC is the third
Well,
best.
they're all fighting over it. Fox gets some, NBC gets
Fox
some.
is getting the best games.
At noon, they'll have the big noon kickoff. Then you're going to get the 2:30 game on CBS, and then the night game on NBC. There's going to be 3 good games a week in the Big Ten.
Where are you finding that?
USC has to play somebody. Ohio State has to play somebody. Michigan plays someone. Penn State plays somebody. Wisconsin plays somebody. There's 5 teams right there. They're not always going to be playing each other. They'll get 3 good games every week.
West Virginia, Penn State is the NBC opening night big debut game.
Okay, there's always garbage non-conference
West
games.
Virginia, Penn State.
That's not a good example when you're talking. They care more about the conference games.
That's true.
West Virginia.
J.J. Watt's not going to be doing college football consistently. He's an NFL guy, and he's going to be doing other stuff.
And he's going to be in movies.
For sure.
Jumanji remake in
Totally
20
agree.
years. That'll do it for Whoa, Hunter. We will wrap up the show taking a final check of our Twitter feed. I am very intrigued by how this poll question is going about which quarterback Jordan Love's career will compare to former Packers. We will talk about that next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com. Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard joined Scalzo and Brust on ESPN Wisconsin earlier this week and talked about the impression that the new freshman class, consisting of John Blackwell, John Janicki, Nolan Winter, and Gus Yeldon, have made early in camp.
It's a really good freshman class that's come in to compete, and you wouldn't know they were freshmen. So they've definitely made their impact, not only in the coaching staff, but also on their teammates. They've opened some eyes. So what it's done is raise the level of competition.
Find the full interview with Greg Gard on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pella's window and door design options are virtually limitless. Customize your order by August 31st, and you could bundle and save big at PellaWI.com.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie. Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Mark Tosher here for Chalmers Jewelers. Well, it's always a good time to get that special someone in your life a beautiful gift. And when I'm in need of a new piece of jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers is my go-to place. Whether I want a timeless classic or a one-of-a-kind piece, Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison has just what I'm looking for. My life has been made so much easier thanks to the great team over at Chalmers Jewelers, and is the reason I keep going back for more. Visit chalmersjewelers.com to find your perfect new piece of jewelry today.
Welcome to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like 9 windows, please. I'm hoping they'll match my home.
Have it your way.
Excuse me? We're talking about windows, right?
Yes. Pella's design options are virtually limitless, even more customized than your coffee.
So you're like my personal barista for windows and doors.
Exactly. And if you customize your order by August 31st, you can bundle and save big.
Good deal.
Get started today at PellaWI.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Stoughton Hospital and the Ortho Team Clinic. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee. So the goal for me is always to see patients who want to get back to their active lifestyle. The techniques that I use now allow patients to return back to the activities, including sports, faster than ever before.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
It's Steinhaffel's 4th of July mattress event. The best time to get the new mattress you've been dreaming of. Steinhaffel's has all the best brands at the guaranteed lowest prices. Get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress only $3.99 or a Queen Sealy pillow top just $5.99. And you can rest easy when you use Steinhaffel's 72-month financing. See store for details. Steinhaffel's is your sleep solution destination. Shop in store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hunter, my brother-in-law, is on your side. He thinks I belittled you in Wonelli with your Blackhawks fandom.
Yeah, you're kind of mean about it.
I mean,
yeah, kind of jerk story.
You're a Blackhawks, Cowboys,
Marquette.
Marquette's fine. Who's your other team?
I mean, I'll cheer for Duke. Yeah.
Yeah, you're telling me that's a likable guy?
It's hard to be if you're a Duke fan and you're
Duke,
a Wisconsin
Cowboys,
guy.
Blackhawks. That's his fandom.
Sounds like a bit of a bandwagon guy to me. If you told me that without knowing Hunter, I'd say that's bandwagon.
3-year-old Hunter, I'm a bandwagoner for cheering for the Cowboys.
You're like my cousin
Actually,
Scott.
yeah, they haven't won anything in that long, so maybe you're
And
not
I've
a
stuck
bandwagon
with
guy.
it.
Yeah, that's fair.
When I was young, my cousin Scott didn't care about football, so we went over for a Packer party. He said, I'm a Lions fan now, just because they were playing the Lions, and he wanted attention. No, Scott.
Yeah,
you're not
there's a lot of
Lions
those
fan.
folks out there
Has
that
he
just
stuck
love
with
attention.
the Lions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 844-770-3776. We do have a poll on Twitter at Wilde and Tausch, which is still fascinating to me. Over 400 votes now. Which of these former Packers quarterbacks do you believe Jordan Love's career will most similarly reflect? Aaron Rodgers, Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, Brett Hundley.
Good poll.
AKA Hall of Famer, solid decade-long starter, solid 5-year starter, or not a very good player. Hasselbeck still leading the way with 51% of the vote. That has remained consistent. Rodgers has bumped up over 18% now.
Boy, that would be awesome.
That would be fun if Jordan Love ends up having a Hall of Fame trajectory for his career. Aaron Brooks, 16%. Brett Hundley, 13%.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's about how. I mean, if I was voting and just picking percentages, that's about where I would come down. I think you have more optimism than complete negativity. And then you have a bunch of kind of muddled, I don't really know. And you hope. So that's, I think, where we're at with Jordan Love. We're going to continue everything he does, he says. It's now his football team, and we're going to continue to delve into it at a very high clip because we all know that if you're going to be a consistent winner as a franchise, you better have that spot right. Right now, we don't know if we do or we don't.
Tausch, thanks for putting up with me all week here.
Yeah, you've been. I'll be curious. You're going to take off some time. You deserve it. I'll be curious if and when and who this secret admirer or psychopath could go either way. Just like
I still haven't heard back.
We don't know. If and when you guys go to bowl or whatever you guys end up doing, I'll be fascinated to get the report back from you.
So a little programming note here over the next few days. Tomorrow, Rutledge and Hamilton are filling in on Wilde and Tausch. They're taking over the show.
And we appreciate them stepping up and helping us out.
Very much so. Looking forward to hearing them tomorrow. Monday is a best of Wilde and Tausch. Some of our favorite material. I can tell you for sure Mason Crosby's appearance from earlier this week will be part of the best of show on Monday. A lot of other fun stuff as well coming up in Monday's show. Tuesday, we have no show for the 4th of July. Wednesday, Jason and Tausch will both be back.
It'll be old
I
T
think
and
Hunter's
W.
producing that show for you on Wednesday.
All
I'm going
right.
to take an extra day out in the sun up north. Then we're all back next Thursday, the 6th. So
thanks for that quick analysis.
That'll be where I break down where my secret admirer is at with you. So.
I don't think that secret admirer is going to be getting in touch with you until after the holidays.
You think I'm going to get ghosted by someone that left me a note on my car?
It's starting to feel like that might be the case. You just checked your phone to see if you got an email from him.
I did. No, and it's just
he's going to be checking all weekend.
It's going to be. Becca's going to say, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just checking to see if my secret admirer is texting me."
Nick says he takes it back now that he knows Hunter's fandom. He's not on his team anymore. And that'll do it for this week's Wilde and Tausch. Rutledge and Hamilton are in tomorrow. Special thanks to Eric Name of The Athletic for joining us earlier today. Thanks to you for coming along and for putting up with me all week. Jim, Matt, and Strofe in tomorrow. Thanks to Hunter. Thanks to Tausch. We'll see you next week. Have a great 4th of July. It's Wilde and Tausch on ESPN Wisconsin. And as Jason always says, have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at